Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. Who's in the house? Who's in the house? Shabbat shalom. Y'all hungover? Let me find out some of y'all are still asleep. Let me find out some of y'all was blowing the little horns and shooting off your fireworks and popping pistols last night. I hope not. Somebody should be in the house. Karate Zakalab. Hey, shalom, Mike. All right. Now I'm on the fam. I know y'all in the house. Shalom, shalom. Happy feast day. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're gonna give a couple minutes, man. Let some brothers and sisters slide up in here. You know, the lay crowd. If I'm coming in all right, give me a 7 in the chat. Somebody help me out. Help your brother out. Right, all praise be to the Most High. Hey, Shemaiwan, that video you sent me, what happened down there? I didn't get a chance to fully watch it all. But what happened? Shalom, Shaq, what's good, brother? Shemaiwan, you sent me that video, all right? What was that about? I've seen a lot of destruction going on. Somebody lit a Chinese lantern and set ablaze part of Trinidad and Tobago. Man, the mischievous children of Israel, boy. I tell you, 20 people homeless, huh? So that's how they are. They still saying Happy New Year? Are they still saying Happy New Year down there after seeing that? Our people, boy, unbelievable. All right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get rocking then. You know, everybody else usually kind of slides in late. Uh, it's their so-called New Year today. Surprisingly, you know, Israel should be already lined up in here, ready to rock. Because as you see the title, New Year's is canceled. Been that way, but some people are just starting to get hip to the game. It's canceled, okay? And you got new variants, new lockdowns. Who knew? Who knew this was going to happen? Hmm? That's the title. That's the title of today's DSTM. It's Don't Shoot the Messenger, number 70. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High while Yahweh Shai. Let's make sure we start that off right. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Everybody safe? I know it was World War III over my way last night. They was acting a damn fool. Um, they was getting it in ridiculously. As soon as the clock struck, these damn maniacs. Everybody good? Shabbat shalom to the brothers and sisters that's sliding in. Um, It's only right that we look at this New Year's thing. I know Israelites, especially all of y'all that's on here, you already know that we don't keep New Year's. There's always some peeping toms, that like to peep on in, look and see what's going on. Don't leave no comments. Just kind of look around and see. They may be looking. They may be trying to understand and try to find out the truth. So I'm going to give a little nugget, couple little nuggets regarding this New Year. Why we don't celebrate it? Why is it heathenistic custom? We don't deal with that. It's not our New Year. Okay. So I'm going to definitely look at that real quick, give a little understanding regarding that, and then we're going to go ahead and get to the rest of the business that I shouldn't be shot for. I'm just a messenger. You feel me? All right, so let's start off here. Let me share my screen correctly, and let's get a couple scriptures, and then we'll get to let's go to Daniel 7. Let me find out some people that's lagging. Was up last night, screaming, hollering, Happy New Year, and all of that. All right, so considering the heathen, right, and the so-called white man. Excuse me. Daniel 7:25 says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. So the white man does speak great words against the Most High. He thinks and believes that he is the Most High. He says that he's the creator. He says that he's the mad scientist that creates everything, from light to life to food to agriculture. He takes credit for every damn thing. He is in charge of the weather. He's got the geoengineering and the HARP programs. He claims that he is the Most High. He's always talking about, is there life out there? Is there someone out? He knows damn well that the great power Yahweh does exist. And that's why he's constantly scrambling around trying to create narratives that will try to dispel the fact that our Father does live. Our Father is the great spirit that controls all, you know. And here he is speaking great words against the Most High. It says that he shall wear out the saints of the Most High. All of our people are wore out. We've gone through over 400 years of slavery, oppression, lies, injustices, um, dealing with the whole system that's built for our our destruction. You know, our people are wore out, dealing with and living with whole mind frames of what do you call it? I just drew a complete blank. Where our people Stockholm. Good lord, drew a blank. Stockholm syndrome. That's being wore out. Where our people have completely just given up and now have sympathy and empathy for our oppressors, our captors, for those that have given us lies and fed us poisons and in the whole nine, right? That's being wore out. Where you just decide to say, you know what, forget it. We talked about that last week, and I didn't get a chance to do Hump Day, Hebrew Hump Day last Wednesday. Had some matters I had to attend to. But I did, we did upload a flashback. I think it was DSTM number 8. We had number 70 now. So I know a lot of y'all are just kind of getting hip to the game. You ain't had time to go back and start from 1 all the way to 70. You just kind of picked up wherever you left off. Some of y'all go back and, check some of the previous episodes, all praises. But we're gonna be uploading some of the retro DSTMs in case you missed them, and just trying to get the new messengers channel built up with some content. So all the things that we lost previously, not all of them, but what we were able to preserve, we're gonna upload. So if you see some of these DSTMs, just know that they're previous episodes, they're retros, okay, the throwbacks, and you can always catch up on the information, and you can actually kind of chronicle how things have been going from the DSTMs and things that I've been talking about and bringing out. I said earlier, I want to say January, February, when the pokes first start coming out, 6 to 9 months, you're gonna start seeing the death toll start rising. I think are we on track? You say, oh, that nigga lying, whatever. Okay. We're gonna upload them old episodes. You're gonna see whether or not things that we were talking about and bringing out early in this year have not come to pass, and things going downhill fast. Okay. So you're seeing some of those retro uploads. happening. Don't be thinking, because I say, hey, Shabbat Shalom, and it's a Monday or whatever day that we uploaded, and you tripping like, is it the Sabbath? It's not the Sabbath. Just check the number. Know that it's an older episode. All right, so nobody's confused. All right. Uh, Shaq, man, the water, brother. You know what time it is, yo? Old school. You come to the house, man. Wipe your feet on the mat, man. Hit that like button for your brother. What's wrong with y'all, man? Y'all just come in and eat all the food off the plate and leave and don't even say hi or bye. I know Israel, we was raised better than that. Come on now. Help your brother out. Old school now. Coming to the house, wipe your feet on the mat. Uh, all you gotta do is hit that like button. You can't dislike it no more. I guess YouTube is trying to be sensitive to all of those who have been dealing with high stress levels and depressions because they're looking at their dislikes and they're looking at the bot comments and seeing how everybody hates them. So they say, oh, well, let's play nice and we'll just remove the dislike function so nobody's emotionally affected. It's just going to look like everybody loves you. If that ain't the phony matrix, I don't know what is, you know. So since your only option is to hit the like button, do your brother a favor, man. Let's get the algorithms kicking. Let's wake up some of the sleepy heads who still, hung over from last night. Waking up this morning talking about, wow, 2022, we finally made it. No, you ain't made it yet. Let's get it together. All right. So, do your brother that solid, the water. Let's get back to the scripture. Okay. So it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So, yes, the saints of the Lord are being wore out. We've gone through well over 400 years of oppression, slavery, robbery, murder, distortion of history. Last hired, first fired. We've been medically experimented on. I mean, we've gone through hell and back and then back again. Okay. All the way to the point now that we are dealing with severe trauma. Severe trauma. I mean, you got kids running around here with PTSD just from living in the hood now, and Esau's recommendation is pop some pills. You got a mass amount of our people stuck with Stockholm syndrome where they decided to wave the white flag and just bow down and kiss the ass of their oppressor. That's being wore out. Okay. Now, what else did it say? And think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of time. So, when you're looking at the hand, the times, and dividing the time, that is equivalent to 350 years. That's a whole nother lesson in regards to the uh, the dispensation of time that the children of Israel will be without the word of the Lord, when it would come back and rectify itself, being an open gate of understanding for our people to wake up from. If you haven't seen it, there's a part of the breakdown in Revelations 12 covers that. You can check it there. We might do a lesson just on that particular on this particular scripture alone when it comes down to time, times, and dividing the time, just to break down that 350 years. We'll probably do that in the near future. But the main thing we want to get out of here is that Esau is going to change times and laws. So we know he's changed laws, right? The laws of the Lord is out of here. He's instituted penal codes. He's instituted his own understandings of what's right and what's wrong, what's justice, what's injustice. But he's changed times now. So at what point in time are we talking about January 1st in the middle of dead winter is the quote new year? Anything that is new would come in the times of life, the times of things is upbringing and upstreaming. Okay, let's go to let's go to Exodus. Let's read Exodus. Oops, what's wrong with this thing, man? Okay, now a point to bring out here is when we were coming up out of Egypt, right? We had to get an understanding on what we were going to be doing. Okay, this is why we were still in Egypt, but here we are. Here's a statement being made by the Most High through Moses and Aaron. All right. Exodus 12, 1 and 2. It says, and the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. So, what we have to understand is why is it being told? Why is Aaron and Moses being told what month begins? They didn't know? Or were they following a different calendar? Were they following an understanding that had nothing to do with the creation that the Most High laid down, had nothing to do with the tradition of how we were to keep our calendar? This is why the Most High said, "This month shall be the beginning amongst you." Forget what you learned in Egypt. Forget everything that you learned previously and priorly. This month, we had to relearn. Same thing that we're doing right now as we're here in spiritual Egypt, trying and learning and adapting to the ways of the heathen, following after their customs, their ways, their calendar. Yeah, we have to keep their calendar according to our business models as far as livelihood, working, so forth and so on. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about as it pertains to keeping ceremonial and holy days um, in alignment with our biblical structure and construct. Okay. So Moses and Aaron had to come back and be told when the beginning of months should be, right? Because they didn't, we had to relearn everything. Now, if we go over to let's go to the next chapter. Let's go to 13. Okay. Real simple stuff. Next chapter, 13 and 4. It says, "This day came ye out of the month Abib." So, Abib, the Hebrew word about it means green ear. Okay. That's what Abib means. That means the sprouting and the beginning of things. That was when the Most High said, when that month hits, when those things occur, that's going to be the beginning of years for you. That month is your beginning, not January 1st, not in the middle of dead winter. Okay. Let me share something else with y'all. I want to share this other. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see if this works. That didn't work. Okay, hold on. Here it goes. Let's see here. Now, can y'all see that all right? Hopefully so. So, the signs of spring. Now, when you're looking at the Hebrew, you know what? Do I need to go there? I'm saying one thing, you know how I go. You know how it goes. Hold on. Let me pull up the blue letter so I can get a bib in. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, hold up. Let me share my screen one more time. Is that looking all right? Can y'all see? All right. So you got a bib right here, right? This is Exodus 13 and 4. This day came ye out the month of Abib, right? And now we're going to look at the Hebrew word for Abib, H24. Okay. And you see here, fresh, young, barley ears, barley, month of ear forming, of greening of crops, of growing green, Abib, month of Exodus and Passover, March or April. Okay, so when we just got to saying what this month shall be the beginning of months to you. This month came ye out the month of Bib. So we see here green ears of corn, so forth and so on. So it's agriculturally based during the month of March or April, which lies in between the time of the spring equinox, when spring is declared. That's when things are new. That's when new life is forming. That's why the Most High told us that this is when your new year is supposed to be acknowledged, not some January 1st madness. We're going to look and see what that's about very shortly and very quickly. Okay. Let me get back to where I was at. Okay. So, what are the signs of spring? The vernal equinox signals the beginning of nature's renewal in the northern hemisphere. Worms begin to emerge from the earth, ladybugs land on screen doors, green buds appear, green buds appear, a bib, birds chirp, and flowers begin to bloom. That's the sign of spring. That's the signs of a bib. That's the signs of the new year for Israel. And according to the creation of the Lord. This was, it wasn't until like the 45, I want to say 45 AD, that they had their first New Year celebration declaring it January 1st. This wasn't always the case. It looked like I'm lagging a little bit. Let me know if that's happening with y'all, if my audio is cool, if everything is straight. Let me know. I'm looking at the chat, so y'all let me know. Uh yeah, somebody won. That's wild, man. What's going on over there? But that's what happens, man. Did they do it in honor of New Year's? Okay. All praise now. I'm out the water. Okay, so let's get back to it. So we see here how the Most High told us what was going on. Our new year, very simply put, I'm just putting it in. I could do a whole damn lesson about it. We ain't doing that because I know y'all can always find it online. So Israelites is all kind of trending. We all do the same things when it comes down to these folly days. We smash and hammer them, make sure that it's done. I'm sure all kind of Israelite camps have already done their New Year breakdowns, whatnot. I'm just doing my little 2 cents in before we get to the DSTM content. All right, let's get back over here. I'm gonna share my screen one more time. So many of us know Janus, Roman god. Uh, that was as they acknowledge here, came from the influence of the Greeks. So again, getting back to learning the ways of the heathen, here he is right here. He's got the face forward, the face back, because he's the god of beginning and endings, the gods of doorways and pathways and whatnot. You know, uh, you're looking forward to something and something else is behind you. That's why they get the concept of the new year. The old year's passed away, it's behind you. The new year is what you're looking forward to. That's why these people are running around here making their New Year's resolutions. The black folks, you niggas is out here, still stewing up your damn black eyed peas right now, getting ready to do all your little traditions with the swine in it. Black eyed peas with the swine. Where that madness comes from, who knows? Good luck, Black Eyed Peas for good luck for the year. I mean, the Negro need to knock it off. Half these damn people is on depressant drugs anyway. What are you talking about? Happy New Year? You're depressed as hell, popping pills and all kind of damn antidepressants. Talking about Happy New Year. You ain't even happy. All right, let me get focused. All right. The Roman Republic owed much to the cultural influence of its Greek neighbors. For centuries, the Greeks occupied a prominent position to the south of the island of Sicily. A series of wars in the second century and third centuries BCE brought to a city of tremendous Hellenic presence, art, literature, philosophy, and most significantly, religion. Okay, let's move on down here. However, there was one god with no Greek counterpart who symbolized both beginning and end. His name was evoked even before that of Jupiter. His name was Janus. Despite the influence of these newly arrived gods, there was no significant difference between Greek and Roman worship. The importance of the rituals. The Roman rituals were extremely important. They were a veiled attempt to avoid the dangers of religious zeal. So they didn't want you locked in and going wild with it. They just wanted you to ceremonially keep up with what they're doing. If a ritual were performed properly, an individual would be rewarded, and if not, he could be punished. This reliance would continue long after the Greek pantheon. Um, where we at? Let me see what I want to get here. So Janus legend and attributes. Janus was one of the earliest of the Roman deities, sometimes referred to as the god of gods, or Dio. Others equated him with the Etruscan god Culcans. However, there are at least two notable myths concerning his origin. According to both, unlike other Roman and Greek gods, Janus may have actually lived. In the first myth, he ruled alongside an early Roman king named Chemesius. After Janus' exile from Thessalia, a province in northern Greece, he arrived in Rome with his wife Chemise and Chemesinia and children, the most notable Tiberinus, god of Tiber. I mean, this is all complete foolishness. Look at it. As they talk about, the second myth was him present with the time of Romulus, the founder of Rome. This is the same Romulus and Remus who were uh, abandoned out in the wilderness and were nursed by a damn wolf. You'll see the images of Romulus and Remus sucking on the teat of a damn wolf as they were raised and supposed to be the founders. I mean, this is so-called white man constantly lying and covering up all kind of histories. This is where you see, the statues or the busts of the god Janus, looking forward, looking backwards. Okay, let's just move over here. We'll just get right to the point. So look up more information on Janus. That came out of World History Encyclopedia. This is from Britannica, also another encyclopedia. Quick reference guides. Okay, why does the new year start on January 1st? Why is that beginning to look at this? Okay. In many countries, the new year begins on January 1st. However, this wasn't always the case. In fact, for centuries, other dates marked the start of the calendar, including March 25th and December 25th. We ain't worried about no damn December 25th. They know what time it is because the spring equinox always rounds up around March 21st. Okay. Where they get the 25th from, that's also part of extension of heathen culture. But we know from our keeping of the calendar and what the Bible says, the spring equinox, the time of green ear, green buzz, happens between March and April. Okay. If you got a Zondervan Bible dictionary, you'll see all of the particular months as they begin, and it gives you that time frame. Okay. But here's a good point right here. Let's just read this. We could partly thank the Roman king Numa Pompilius. According to tradition, during his reign, 715 to 673 BCE, Numa revised the Roman Republic calendar so that January replaced March as the first month. It was a fitting choice since January was named after Janus, the Roman god of all beginnings. March celebrated Mars, the god of war. Some sources claim that Numa also created the month of January. However, there is evidence that January 1st was not made the official start of Rome until 153 BCE. So that's where they're going to talk about what happened with the Julius Caesar, the Julian calendar, the Greco-Roman, the Gregorian calendar. All of those take adaptations and continued on. Here you see about Julius Caesar. 46 BCE, Julius Caesar introduced more changes, though the Julian calendar, as it became known, retained January 1st as the year's opening date. With the expansion of the Roman Empire, the use of Julian calendar also spread. However, following the fall of Rome in the 5th century CE, many Christian countries altered the calendar so that it was more reflective of their religion, and March 25th, the Feast of Annunciation, and December 25th, Christmas, became common New Year's days. See, that's why I said it's still encapsulated with heathenistic customs from the Catholic Church. Okay. But the main point that we see here, Numa Pompilius instituted January, had it worshipped under Janus, which we just seen, was a Roman heathen god. Okay. End of that. The water Namoa. Let me get back over and block this damn thing. Bots is back. Bots is back. They always gonna come on in. All right, so that's just lightweight end of discussion. when it comes down to this January 1st. I mean, we always talk about the Latin prefixes when it comes down to the naming of the months. Septi 7, Octo 8, Novi 9, Deci 10. Why are we talking about 12 months already? Okay, the etymology of the words don't even add up when it comes down to calendar keeping. So why are people so ignorant and so hell bent on keeping after these ignorant traditions, following after unscriptural ways? It's beyond me. I mean, I'm making some moves yesterday, trying to keep in alignment with Sabbath prep and all of that. Hit a couple of stores. I mean, the 10 tribes in Israel. I mean, these jakes in the stores loading up, loading up on the damn beer, uh, hard liquor, and I'm looking at them like they really about to go there. I mean, these people are already talking about Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I'm giving them straight face. Like what? Happy what? Uh, Okay, leave me alone, please. Yes, I need a bag. I'm out of here. This is the type of madness that our people is up to, man. So this is why the mission must continue. We have to continually pound it in their heads that they're following after these unrighteous and unscriptural ways. Okay. So no, today is not the new year. No, we're not anywhere near the new year. We still got like 3 months to go before anything is new. So that's the end of that. That's my spiel on that. Um, like I said, there's plenty of information for brothers and sisters to research. I know there's multiple Israelite camps that already did New Year breakdowns, and I've done them in the past and whole classes on them and the whole nine. But because of the titling of the video and because of the spirit that we're in right now, I had to get to it. Now we're gonna go ahead and get right back to the your scheduled programming. How about that? All right. Let's see here. Let me start off up here. Let me scroll up here. How's that looking, y'all? We all in? Okay, cool, cool. So, Manna Monday, there was a discussion that was being had, and we're talking about the tensions and everything that was going on with Russia and the Ukraine. And Slow Biden was scheduled to have a conference call with Putin to try to, quell things and try to slow down the potentials of war happening between NATO, the UN, Russia, Ukraine, U.S. So they wanted to have a small discussion and see if they can kind of slow things down. And I know there's plenty of jakes out there, man, saying yeah, we need more time. Hopefully this World War III don't jump off. I ain't ready, man. Hopefully the Bible's wrong. Hopefully we don't have no third world. Hopefully what? You better stop hoping. You better start praying. See, some of our people, aren't really solidified and rooted in this faith, are hoping that things aren't as bad as they seem, are hoping that the prophecies aren't really coming to pass right now, hoping that you still got some more time to, make some more investments and make some more sticking and moving over here in Babylon and trying to, continually prop up this country that's constantly falling. You niggas out here trying to give it legs. Hold it up, hold it up. Don't fall yet. I'm not done. Micah 2:10 tells us, depart. This is not your rest. Stop trying to prop up this place. The house of cards is going to fall. You can't stop it. And neither can Biden and Putin. So we see here, President Slow Biden spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday, the second conversation this month amid heightened fears of a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The call, which Biden administration said comes at Putin's request, was the latest effort to diffuse those tensions diplomatically. So Putin said, hey, I'm open for conversation. Give me a call. Let's find out if we can work some things out. I've got some stipulations that I want to make sure that happens because what's happening is NATO and the UN is moving closer over to Russian territory. They're over there embarking with the Ukraine and whatnot. And Russia and NATO, they don't get along. So he's like, hold on, y'all trying to come over here. We need to gear up. Sliding over there. So we said, listen, I just want to make sure that I've got security guarantees that y'all not going to try nothing as you moving closer to my borders. And the Ukraine say, well, where the Ukraine is our borders. And Putin is like, nah, Y'all all used to be part of the Soviet Union. If y'all do a little history on the Soviet Union, you realize that when the Soviet Union fell in the late 90s, all of these other particular countries all jetted, created their own independent countries. Kazakhstan, Ukraine, um, what other countries? There's a whole conglomerate of countries when the Soviet Union was broken up. It all used to be one union, one unified place. I see you. I see you, you little bastard. Get out of here. Okay. Got him? Gone. So that was the fall of the Soviet Union. You know, Putin and Russia is trying to say, hey, you know what? Ukraine, you still part of this union. Even though y'all got your own country, you running things on your own. A lot of y'all are Muslims now and all of that. He still wants them back. Okay. So the phone call was had. Let's see how it went. Oops. Oops. Uh-oh. Didn't go so well. That's the will of the Lord. Putin warns Biden of a complete rupture of the U.S. and Russia relationship over the Ukraine. You see how that phone call went? Clearly, there was no peace. Clearly, there was no there was no agreement that came under. Actually, it got worse. So President Vladimir Putin warned President Biden on Thursday that any economic sanctions imposed on Russia, if it moves to take new military action against Ukraine, would result in a complete rupture. That means any type of relationship that they had or wish to have had would be gone. Complete rupture of relations between the two nuclear superpowers, a Russian official told reporters on Thursday evening. The exchange came during a 50-minute phone call that Mr. Putin requested and which both sides described as businesslike. Yet it ended without clarity about Mr. Putin's intentions. He amassed 100,000 or so troops on the border with Ukraine and issued demands for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and the U.S. to pull back their forces in the region, but apparently has not decided whether to order an invasion. Mr. Biden, for his part, pushed back. According to two American officials, a terse White House statement said, quote, he made clear that the United States and its allies and partners will respond decisively if Russia further invades Ukraine. Can you imagine? So nobody's budging, in other words. Putin told him, listen, everything's going to break down and collapse. Any type of relationship the U.S. and Russia had, it'll be over with. If you move forward, slow Biden, with economic sanctions on me, if you even try to impose anything, if we decide to go take military action against Ukraine and you butt in other words, he said, all bets is off. And what did slow Biden return to say? Well, listen, the U.S. and its allies and partners. So that sounds like a conglomerate, meaning what? What war? Hello. The US and its partners and its allies are all lining up saying, listen, do we need to take down Russia? Do we need to get this thing cracking? They said that they will all respond decisively if Russia further invades Ukraine. So, in other words, if you take any further actions, you already got 100,000 troops on the border, you got snipers, you got everything going down. If you make any further actions, the U.S. and its allies and its partners will have to make some moves. Well, what did Russia do? Russia test fires a new hypersonic Cxl'D missile from Frigate submarine. That didn't shake Putin at all. He's practicing more warfare tactics. What's that letting us know? That we're getting even closer and closer towards war. When it will happen, who knows? When it's going to go down, who knows? One thing's for sure, two things for certain. We know it's going to go down. Look, that was his response. Oh, you threatening me with your allies and everybody? Y'all gonna come against me? Yeah, test these missiles out. Let's make sure that we're ready to rock. He's ready for war. Slow Biden is walking his dog with his white woman on the beach. I don't know if y'all seen that. He was catching flack for that. As they were talking about, oh, the Omegatron is out here, or the Okra is out here sweeping the nation and sweeping the world, and he's taking long walks along the beach with his dog and his woman. And Putin is over here test firing missiles from submarines, seeing if everything's ready to rock. Can you imagine? This is where we at right now. So, Moscow, Russia, this was just yesterday. Russia test fired around 10 new Zircon hypersonic cruise missiles from a frigate and two more from a submarine. Interfact's news agency said on Friday, citing Northern Fleet. Russian President Vladimir Putin has lauded the weapon as part of a new generation of unrivaled armed systems. Putin has called a missile test conducted last week a big event in the country's life. Why is it going to be a big event? For the livelihood of the country. Read between the lines what he's saying. Reading on, it says, adding that this was, quote, a substantial step in increasing Russia's defense capabilities. Why? Because is he expecting the U.S. and his allies and partners to do something that he's got to be on the defense? Some Western experts have questioned how advanced Russia's new generation of weapon is, while recognizing that the combination of speed, maneuverability, and altitude of hypersonic missiles makes them difficult to track and intercept. Putin announced an array of new hypersonic weapons in 2018 in one of the most bellicose speeches in years, saying that they could hit almost any point in the world and evade a U.S. built missile shield. So he's talking about we've got weapons and we're ready for war. Okay, that's what it is. And he's got the uh, he's got the missile, the nuke called Satan 2. So he's ready to go. Okay, let's move on. Look at China. China's stepping stepping in too. China warns the US will face, quote, unbearable price on Taiwan. This was just December 30th on Thursday. So the US got its hands full right now. China's foreign minister said Thursday that the United States will, quote, face an unbearable price over its actions towards the self-ruled island of Taiwan and Beijing's latest threat over the Flashpoint land. Tensions between China and the U.S. have soared in recent years over issues including human rights, trade, technological competition, with Taiwan emerging as a major flashpoint. China claims the democratic island of Taiwan as its own territory and has vowed to seize it one day by force if necessary. See how Taiwan is playing a role? You see how the Ukraine is playing a role? These are all middleman proxies that are going to bring in the U.S., going to bring in NATO into war. These are little countries and little nations who are caught up in between a tug of war with, for better terms, they daddies, China and Russia, and because they're going at it and they've created alliances with the U.S. and NATO and so forth and so on, they're dragging in everybody else. Why we're looking at world war, okay? So China is already acknowledging and saying, "Hey, U.S., don't forget about us too." U.S. got his hands full. Then you wondered how this place is going to fall and burn and crash. It's going to be overwhelmed. Let's see what's up in the chat. Yeah, absolutely, my sister. Shalom to you as well. Yep, a lot of the troop, man. I just seen an article. They said that the Marines is under uh, the Marines got hit big with a lot of their troops not taking the poke, and they're over there going through. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. See, I said it, and I wanted to find the article. You know, if I say it, I got to go there. Hold on. It always throw me off. I'd be like, oh, I said it. You got to real quick. You ought to see it. See that? More than 200 Marines removed for defying the Pope. I'm just showing y'all the headlines. More Marines discharged over jab refusal. That was 169. That was on the 23rd. They keep going up. 200. Now they're saying approximately 94% of the active members of the Marine are fully poked. But we're seeing hundreds are leaving, taking their discharges, you know. So, yeah, the military suffering. We've seen the Navy. The Navy went through the same thing. They've lost troops. Uh, so what's going down? U.S. is losing troops. The rest of these nations is building up arms and building up uh, missile defenses and so forth and so on, getting ready for war. Okay. So China is acknowledging their part in getting ready to get ready for war. All right. Let's move on. Nicaragua seizes former Taiwan embassy to give it to China. So Nicaragua now has aligned themselves. You know, this is the time right now where all the nations are starting to pick sides and choose where they're going to land when it comes down to this war. So Nicaragua took the Taiwanese embassy and turned it over to China. Now that gives China an even closer ally to America. Nicaragua isn't but right there in in Central America. If they had any reasons to supply them with any particular arms, they definitely can hit the U.S. with any with any type of missiles or whatnot. Right now, China ain't got it to where they can make a missile reach all the way over here. They can hit particular bases. They can hit particular embassies nearby in China, South Korea, you know, Japan, so forth and so on. That's how they would hit America. They don't have anything they can hit directly. Now, Alaska, in comparison to Russia, Russia can hit Alaska easy, and the west coast uh, the country. So now we're seeing nations are choosing up. Nicaragua, the Nicaraguan governor has seized the former embassy and diplomatic officers of Taiwan, saying they belong to China. President Daniel Ortega's government broke off relations with Taiwan this month, saying it would recognize only the mainland government. Before departing, Taiwanese diplomats attempted to donate the properties to the Roman Catholic Archdiocese. Isn't that nice? See how even the Roman Catholic Church is involved in warfare and diplomatic discussions. That's how it always used to be. The Roman Catholic Church was always involved in warfare, manipulation, so forth, and so on. They were making a whole lot of decisions. That place is that place is a hell pit of destruction. Let's read on. So it says, but Ortega's government said late Wednesday, said late Sunday that any such donation would be invalid and that the building in upscale Managua neighborhood belongs to China. So you know they're turning over embassies and properties to China. They're bowing down and kissing China's cheeks, saying, "Hey, China, we're betting on you." And we know, if you know, back in the 80s, uh, Noriega, Nicaragua, the drug trade, the CIA, all that stuff that went down. America doesn't have the necessarily the best relationship with Nicaragua. The funding of the rebels, you know, them trying to do a whole overthrow of the Nicaraguan government. If y'all remember that, right? So we see why Nicaragua made this particular choice. Let's get to this Pope. Let's get to this Pope. Y'all been seeing, I've been chronicling. I played a video and I shared an article. Well over 200 plus athletes have died from the Pope. Here's another one. Footballer Mukhalid Rakidi dies after a heart attack in a warm up. Interesting. The sporting community in Oman is mourning the death of Mukhalid Rakid, who passed away on December 23rd after reportedly suffering a heart attack during a warm up from an Omani League match. His club, Muscat FC, were to take on Suwak, but the player suffered an issue during the warm ups and was rushed to a nearby hospital where he passed away shortly after arriving. Quote, with hearts full of faith in accepting God's decisions, Muscat Sports Club and all related to it extended their sincerest condolences to the Al Rakidi family, a club statement said. The heart issue follows the case of Mario Kasic, the Croatian player who died of a heart attack, of a heart issue during training on December 21st. There's a reader. There have also been heart issues late with Sergio Aguero. Remember, we talked about him. He had to retire after 18 years of service playing soccer. And Piotr Zelensky, which has caused alarm across the wider footballing world. Why are the soccer players all dropping dead? Why are they getting hit with all these heart attacks? You want to know what they all had in common? Y'all all know. Y'all all know. We talked about it. Side effects from the poke, myocarditis, which is dealing with heart inflammation and heart attacks and strokes and all of that. These are all side effects. And now we're seeing athletes dropping like flies all over the place. Why it's hitting the soccer players? I'm still trying to figure that out because they're not the only athletes, but there's been other sports. Y'all seen when I put out the article, it was like 200 some odd, I think it was 273, something like that. Athletes that died from various sports, but the soccer players are the ones who are getting caught on field, like dropping right in mid run and mid drill. They getting hit. Okay, but let's look at this. Jean-Marc Vallée dies. Director of the Dallas Buyers Club, Big Little Lies, and Sharp Objects was 58. Of what? Heart attack? What? What? Hold on. This is becoming too common now. Update. Deadline is hearing from multiple sources that the shocking death of filmmaker John Marc Vallée resulted from a heart attack while at his cabin on the river outside of Quebec City, where he was preparing to receive guests the following day. So it's considered likely he passed December 25th and was found the following morning. Vallée was known as a fitness fanatic and a teetotaler, a practitioner of the Wim Hof fitness method, which is not for the faint of heart. So this guy was in premium health. Had nothing happening to him prior to. He's expecting to have a whole little fake Christmas party and everything else, inviting friends over the next day. He was expecting everything to go well in top physical condition. And boom, dropped of a heart attack. Let's finish reading it. We will update the official cause of death when it is released. Following deadlines reveal of the filmmaker's sudden passing last night, there was an outpouring of sorrow for Vallée. Everyone from Big Little Lies and Wild Star Reese Witherspoon to Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Sad day. So this is a big-time director, directed multiple films, Dallas Buyers Club, Big Little Lies, Sharp Objects, Hollywood mogul, right? In peak condition, drops dead of a heart attack out of nowhere. Now, one thing I will say, everybody that's working in Hollywood, everybody that's on these film sets, everybody that's around, everybody has to be poked. There's no exceptions. I got family that work in the industry. They got poked too. They wasn't that you couldn't work unless you was poked. So I guarantee you this cat was poked. Guarantee you the other cat was poked. He was poked. Now look at this guy. Oh yeah, for the gamers and for the old school football heads and all of that. Everybody knew if you a football head, you knew John Madden. John Madden died. He's gone. This is all within the last week, y'all. Betty White from Golden Girls, she didn't die. She was 99, so ain't no telling what, she was probably on her way out anyway. But you know how they was praying on the old, I guarantee you she got poked. NFL Hall of Fame coach, broadcasting icon John Madden dies at 85. John Madden, a Hall of Fame coach turned broadcaster whose exuberant calls, combined with simple explanations, provided a weekly soundtrack to NFL games for 3 decades, died Tuesday morning. The NFL said he was 85. The league said he died unexpectedly and did not detail a cause. Everybody dying for out of nowhere, and I'm willing to shake the dice and say heart issues, and I bet you he got poked. For the generation that came up in the early 2000s, move forward, John Madden, the football game on PlayStation and all of that, legendary game. This cat with his commentating, he was a football coach, player, the whole nine. Unexpectedly drops, and they don't want to reveal the cause yet. But I'm willing to who's willing to bet with me? Who's willing to put it all on the line and say that it was heart related? And he got poked. Who's willing to go there? Who wants to toe that line with me? Am I alone? Oh, the rest of y'all think it was just happenstance? You know that this is just coincidence. He was 85. He was bound to die anyway. I mean, no preconditions. Now he wasn't in the hospital. Nothing wrong with him. All of a sudden, boom, he just drops. Okay, let's move on. I'm finally in agreement with Frankenstein Fauci. I think I'm in agreement with him. Shocking, huh? Fauci warns against hugging and kissing in New Year's Eve celebration. Why do I say I agree with him? Because you should be celebrating anyway. You should be. So we finally agree on something, Frankenstein Fauci and I. You shouldn't be having these celebrations anyway. So we agree on that. But look how his method is dehumanize everything, man. No more hugging, no more kissing. Stay away from your family, your friends. I mean, he already said Christmas was canceled. We agreed on that. He's saying stay away from people, isolate as he's sitting there with his mask on. The nation's leading infectious disease expert, Anthony Frankenstein Fauci, okayed. I mean, he gives the okay. He lets you know what you can and can't do. He's the overseer, the emperor. He okayed at home New Year's Eve gatherings among jabbed and boosted individuals on Wednesday. But he urged Americans to cancel plans to attend larger parties as conditions become more grim amid the Okra variant. So, yes, I agree. Cancel New Year's. That was supposed to be canceled. But the fact that the damn bastard try to slide in, you can have a small gathering of the poked, but they have to be fully poked. That means including your booster. Y'all can come together. Other than that, stay away. It's canceled. Quote, if your plans are to go to a 40 to 50 person New Year's Eve party with all the bells and whistles and everybody hugging and kissing and wishing each other a happy new year, I would strongly recommend that this year we do not do that. Fauci said during the White House uh, vid briefing on Wednesday. I mean, people will listen to that madness and say that don't celebrate New Year's, man. Stay home. Don't do none of that madness because the okra is going to get you, and the white man with mask says so. Our people will stay home and don't do that. But if we sit back and say, don't celebrate it because it's wrapped in pagan worship, it's wrapped in unrighteousness, it's wrapped in wickedness, it's wrapped up in pagan custom, and it's not biblical, and has nothing to do with God, it has nothing to do with our new year, so forth and so on, our people look at you like you're crazy. But a man right here with this outfit on, telling you what you can, that doesn't look crazy. At what other point in time in your life would you sit back and look at a man staring you in the face, telling you what you can and can't do with a damn mask on his face, telling you what you can and can't do? You would slap him in the face and be like, "Man, get the hell out of my face, man. Who are you to tell me what I'm gonna do and can't do?" But now our people are subjected to this. Give me a break. All right. Tanaya, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. All right. Yeah, the okra's gonna get you number one. You know, open wide, get a whole mouthful. Okay. Uh, yeah, Shalak, they had a story, man, with a woman. How they did this, I have no idea. I didn't even read the whole story. I just seen the headline. A woman tested positive mid-flight, and they made her quarantine in the bathroom for the whole flight. Hold on. See, y'all gonna think I'm BSing. Y'all gonna think I'm BSing. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this madness. Woman isolates in airplane bathroom after testing positive for the vid mid-flight. She quarantines in the bathroom. Look at her. She got the mask on, the shield on, glasses on, sitting in the damn bathroom. And she got to spend 5 hours in the damn bathroom. She says she took 2 PCR tests and about 5 rapid tests before the flight. I mean, they was jamming all kind of things up her nose. Starts to feel the sore throat. They tell her to go get quarantined. I mean, hold on. Here we go. We got to go there. This is how maddening it is. Shalak, I'm blaming you for throwing this off. A Chicago woman says she chose to isolate in the airplane bathroom for 3 hours after testing positive for the vid mid-flight. Marissa Fadatillo was flying to Iceland on December 19th with her brother and dad. She says she took 2 PCR tests and about 5 rapid tests before the flight, all of them negative. All negative, right? When she started to feel the sore throat on the flight, she took another test and it was positive. I mean, good Lord. Fodio said the flight was full, so there was no way to rearrange seating so she could be distanced from others. She said a flight attendant asked her if she would stay in the bathroom. She gladly agreed to protect others on the flight. You know what? This is out of here. This is out of here. This shows you, man, the madness that our people are going through. I ain't gonna say our people, that people are going through, because I'm pretty sure she was a heathen. Okay, but you're gonna subject yourself to that type of madness. You done took 5 tests, everything negative. All of a sudden, you feel a little sore throat, and she's packing tests. So conveniently, she got a test on her. Swabs her nose mid-flight. Oh, it comes back positive. I gotta warn the flight attendant, and they say go stay in the bathroom for 5 damn hours. Y'all all been. I'm pretty sure majority of us have been on flights. And can you stay in the bathroom 5 hours in that small, tight, confined space with her with the damn mask on and the shield on I mean, if you don't knock it off, and she's poked because she's flying internationally, so damn dramatic, man. Attention seeking, doing this foolishness. Okay, let me get back over here. See this I be knowing about it, so I don't be putting them on here because I be like, this is ridiculous. I'm not sharing it, but I have some, if it pops in my head, I'm bring up any additional articles that I didn't include in here because we got a little ways to go, y'all. I got maybe like 40 to try to cover today. Good luck with that. All right, but let's rock. All right, infectious disease expert cases will rise so dramatically in the coming weeks. It'll be hard to keep everyday life operating. There you go. They're already laying out the guidelines, letting it be known. Everyday life from operating is going to be hard to keep. That means what's coming? More lockdowns, more changes, more mandates, more things that's going to start interrupting your everyday life. They're already laying out the groundwork and giving us hints that there's not going to be no back to normal. Slow Biden, I didn't even put this on here. Slow Biden says that there is no federal answer for the okra and for this. Okay. So, with that being understood, see, now I got to go there. I didn't include it on here. Okay. See, I be getting thrown off, y'all. I gotta stay focused. I gotta stay focused. Hold on. We're coming back. We're gonna come back. Hope y'all don't mind. But if I say something that pops in my head, I got to go there. Okay, look. Slow Biden is already, you know, admitted defeat. Look, Biden says now he says, Salaki, let's just open it up. Okay. It's a New York Post. Let me open it up a little bit so y'all can see it. Yeah, that's big enough. Okay. Biden now says no federal solution to the vid crisis would have given out tests quicker if the okra surge expected. So he just got to saying that the okra surge wasn't expected. If y'all remember the last DSTM, Fauci said no, we did expect it. What are you talking about? I mean, this dude is all over the place. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. But he's acknowledging and saying that there's no federal solution. So these federal mandates, these lockdowns, these quarantines, these changing of the languages of how many pokes that you need in order to be jabbed up, all this other stuff, mask, gloves. He said none of this is working. None of it's going to work. So he's got a little conglomerate of Republicans that's out there saying, well, then drop the mandates, Joe. Admit defeat. Admit the gig is up. Admit that what you're doing is not working. And people ain't with it. People don't like it. People want their lives back. Let everybody deal with it accordingly. Let's hear them.
Sent to the American people for free when they requested. And we're going to continue to use the Defense Production Act to produce as many tests as possible.
Dang it. I missed that one.
We went from no over-the-counter tests in January to 46 million in October, 100 million in November, and almost 200 million in December. But it's not enough. It's clearly not enough. If we had known, we would have gone harder, quicker if we could have. Because steps we have to take to increase the number of authorized tests, we're now able to purchase 500 million at-home rapid tests to be sent to the American people for free when they request it. And we're going to continue to use the Defense Production Act to produce as many tests as possible.
Well, hold up. Clearly, we're seeing that these tests that he's ordered, aren't working. Or they are working, actually. Because you're seeing how many of them are coming back positive while this whole new outbreak is kicking in. Once these new tests start getting out there, you're going to really see all the positives coming out. Because why? We need to get these mandates cranking. So here we go. He's saying there's no federal solution. Excuse me, President Biden said Monday that he'd have gone harder, quicker to distribute the vid tests if he had known the Okra variant was to cause record high rates of new infections moments after telling a group of state governors that, quote, there is no federal solution to the crisis. I mean, I'm just going to stop there. Y'all see that? You want to read the rest? New York Post. Biden says there's no federal solution. So the question now is, well, then why are we going through all of these mandates? Why are we going through all of this madness? At what point in time are you going to call off the dogs? Or can he call off the dogs? Apparently he can't. Because his handlers are telling him, listen, we need a great reset. We need a new world order. We need to kick this thing cracking. So there's not gonna be no fallbacks. Even though he just conceded and said the federal solutions that they're doing is not working and it ain't happening. Okay. Yashar Shalom, Mike. Yashar, I see you on here. I think I seen you on here earlier. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, brother. Ashar, Shalom. I'm getting tongue tied with the names. Yasar and Ashar. Shalom to you brothers. All right. So here we go. The CDC head, one of the CDC heads, he's popping out saying what? Everyday life is very difficult to continue operating based upon what's happening with these new variants that keep popping up all the time. Michael Osterholm warned viewers of Morning Joe that a sharp spike in the vid infections in the coming 3 to 4 weeks means, quote, we're going to have a hard time keeping everyday life operating. So within the next 3 to 4 weeks, they're already giving a preview that everyday life, the way that we've been, grown accustomed to and adjusted to and try to learn to live with, that's going to change again. The director of the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota and member of President Biden's VID Advisory Board appeared on MSNBC Thursday morning to discuss a sharp rise in the VID cases brought by the Okra variant and new CDC guidelines that shorten the recommended time to quarantine for asymptomatic individuals following a positive test. So, and this dude in his interview, he said that he agrees fully poked should mean double jabbed up plus the B word opinion. So he said 3 is necessary. That's considered fully poked in his estimation. He agrees with what Israel's doing. He agrees with Fauci's suggestions. So that's the next level. 3 pokes will be considered fully jabbed. That's the next level. Okay. So let's move on. Look at this. This is what they're saying is the new recommendations. And this is for the poked. New CDC recommendations. Isolation. If you test positive for the vid but you don't have any symptoms, you have to stay home for 5 days and wear a mask for 5 days after leaving isolation. Now look at the next one. New CDC recommendations. If you're exposed to somebody with the vid, you got to quarantine. This is for boosted or fully jabbed within the last 6 months. Which is what are they acknowledging? That even if you got poked and jabbed within the last 6 months, we've already discussed and we've seen the articles and did the reports. The efficacy wanes after a couple of months, right? So now, if you're fully poked, by their definition, and you get exposed to somebody, you find out, oh, you know what? I was just around Jenny, and she tested positive. What are you supposed to do? You don't have to quarantine, but you need to test on the 5th day, and if possible, wear a mask for 10 days. I mean, the madness doesn't stop. You're never going to be safe. You're never going to be fully cleared. You're never going to be fully okay. The mask ain't going nowhere. Quarantine is still possible. But they're not even exposing this to people. Me and a brother was just talking about this at his job. A couple of people found out, oh, they was, exposed to somebody. They running getting tested. They got to stay home 10 days. I mean, but it just said if you're fully poked and all of that, you don't have to quarantine. Stick around, get your test on day 5, and then wear your mask for 10 days. I mean, this is all bullshit, and y'all know it. Because Biden just got through saying there's no federal solution to this thing. So everything you keep talking about, and this is coming on the heels of his advisors, which is Fauci and the rest of them, they're telling him, listen, man, we don't know what to do. We're pretty much guessing how we should be continually handling this. Let's move on. Look at this. U.S. smashes global vid infection record for a second day. 647,067 new cases in 24 hours. Now, this is just coming on the heels of everybody running to get tested. Everybody wants to go get these tests, man. They keep talking about get tested, get tested. There's no tests. No tests. There's a shortage of these tests. That's why he's talking about, oh, I've ordered new tests and they're going to be free. I'm sending them out. My ribs grandfather's in the hospital. She can't visit him unless she's tested. So we try to find her a test. She's not going to CVS and Walgreens and all that, standing in line for hours on end to get tested. Try to get the in-home test, they ain't got them. Amazon saying it's going to be 7 to 10 days before they can mail anything out, or you can go stand in line. and you're standing in line amongst people who probably or maybe have it, don't know if they do, who knows what. I mean, they're creating a super spreader environment. And then all of a sudden these new tests come in and everybody's positive. I mean, are these false positives? I mean, what's going on? You just seen the chick on the airplane. She had 5 negatives and then decided to take one test. All of a sudden on the plane, she's positive after 5 tests of negative. I mean, she was ultra precautious just to get on that flight. And all of a sudden, once she's on the flight, oh, you're positive. Oops. I mean, the yo-yo effect that's going on with this thing is unreal. Okay. So in 24 hours, over 600,000, almost 650,000 people done tested positive. This is crazy. So it says, look, U.S. smashes the global vid infection record for a second day with 647,067 new cases in 24 hours and 2.5 million in a week after experts warned that what, quote, we are at the very beginning. It's just starting. The okra is here. When was the last time y'all heard Delta? Is that still in anybody's vocabulary? Delta? No, no, that's gone now. The okra is here. The Omegatron. The what's the Omarion? Whatever you want to call this thing, it's here, right? And they said we're only at the beginning. New records is getting smashed and all of that. That's why I said it's going to be very hard to go back to normal daily life. We're only at the beginning of a viral blizzard that will cause a de facto shutdown. Deaths have to 1,400. Did you hear that? They're already talking about the next shutdown. Prepare yourselves. You know, we be thinking we just digging our way out, back to going to the restaurants and all this other stuff. That's gonna be changing in the next few months. Leave it to them, what they're saying, what they're precautioning. They're not trying to let this thing get away. But what they do want is to continually build up this perception of variance to where they want everybody poked. They're going to make it. There's going to be a reason for everybody to get it eventually, at some point in time. Okay, so we're seeing here they're preparing and telling everybody this is going to cause a de facto shutdown within sometime this year. Okay, there's a lot of different mandates that's out there right now with deadlines from January 3rd to January 10th to January 4th. Slow Biden just got to saying that he wants to make sure that he's pleading to the federal courts that he wants them to dismiss any of these cases regarding getting poked, being requirement for work. Hold on, let me get that up. Let me see if I can find that one. Mm, I think. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. I don't remember the headline so I can find it correctly. Uh, what was it? It was Biden. Well, hold on. Let me share my screen with y'all. My bad, y'all. I'm a bit quiet. I'm a bit trying to find this damn article. Hold on. Uh, I think this was it right here. Hold on. Let me see. My bad, y'all. All right. So look at this building. You telling me this ain't modern day Rome? This is the little horn coming up out of the fourth beast in Daniel 7. America. Based after Rome. See, I got distracted. All right. Look, Biden administration asks High Court to allow vaccine uh, mandate. Okay. Trying to catch myself from saying things. But we know that the federal court is out there. People are trying to fight it. I think there's about 10 states that blocked it. But now he's pushing forward because January 4th was a deadline for businesses with 100 or more employees to get poked, right? So he's already started petitioning to these courts and telling them, listen, let that go. Look at this. It said the requirement will save hundreds and even thousands of lives each month. Get vaccinated. Remember that? Look at this madness, man. Okay, I just wanted to show that real quick. He's already on. He's already out there. You seen the DSTM that I did where he already has his appointed Supreme Court judges. You know, they all backing him. The payoffs is already in effect. It ain't going nowhere. He's not stopping until this thing is in full fledged. Okay, so the uh, the cases are going up. They're talking about a shutdown coming soon. Okay. Um, what did I see over here? See, and they're worried about it. See down here, it says the Okra variant, which was first discovered last month by South African health officials. We showed the report too. I showed y'all where South Africa's already said, man, the okra is already over with. You know, we've already moved on from that. Lasted less than a month, but it's being hyped up and it's being sensationalized and weaponized by America and the rest of the world, man, to shut this thing down again. Even though the facts say it's less harmful than the damn flu. And you know, South Africa's already said, man, the worst is behind them now. What are they doing that the rest of the world ain't doing to get rid of this thing? What are they doing is they saying, you know, we're just gonna keep it real. We're not gonna use this as a weapon to you know, try to lock down the world. All right. Let's continue on. Look at this. And then you have constituents that coming against it saying, are we on the brink of over jabbing in the fight against the vid? Experts warn dishing out fourth shots in the spring may be unnecessary as Salakia and okra may be the world's quote natural vaccine that finally ends the pandemic. I mean, these bastards are playing games with everybody's lives, man. So here they are saying that there is a possibility of being over jabbed. 4 shots by the spring. Did you hear that? They already talking about that. They already said, listen, 3 is considered fully poked. Israel's already on the 4th. UK is on the 4th. The rest of the European nations are all in consideration of doing 4. The US, you know, is already going to follow suit. They're just catching up to doing 3 now. So they're saying by the spring, we may need 4. Now, mind you, again, what other time have you ever needed any particular type of vaccination boost or whatever the case may be that requires you to get 4 shots in less than a year, 3 shots in less than a year, 2 shots in less than a year? I mean, come on. That lets you know something's going on. Now they're talking about the possibility of over vaccinating somebody, over poking somebody. Yeah, I think so. Heart attacks, people dropping dead all of a sudden, unexpected deaths here, there, everywhere. and they talking about are we doing too much? What do you think? Are you doing too much? Let's move on. Angry crowds, arguments across NYC as demand for the vid test arises. See, before it was, angry protesters about, who's wearing a mask and who isn't. Now they're protesting and fighting because they're in line too long to get tested. You see how they're constantly playing with the emotions of the people, man. This is a big time social experiment. People are sitting back arguing and fighting across New York because of testings now. 6 months ago, it was arguments and fights about who was wearing a mask, who wasn't wearing a mask. Why are you in the store without? You see how they continually on, putting our people through and putting people through these experimentations. So now, if you see these lines in New York, you talk about looking like bread lines where there's a hunger strike going on or something. Lines wrapped around the block. 45-minute, hour long waits, 2 hour waits, just to get your test done so that you can get back to work. Just to get your test done so that you can get on that flight or you can get on that train or so that you can go make sure that you got your test so you can go to Big Mama's birthday dinner that they're having at the Cheesecake Factory. Oh, because you can't get in unless you got a test or you got poked. That's what everybody's in line for, just so that they can get to quote unquote normal. So now you're creating frustrations and people wilding out, and they running out of running out of tests all over the place, creating even more frustration. Look, Friday was the second day that the free at home vid testing kits were handed out at the pop-up sites across New York City, and in some areas of the city, larger than expected turnouts led to angry crowds and arguments. Kits ran out quickly at a pop-up site in Flatbush, Brooklyn, and videos showed the crowd at the site becoming angry, pushing, shoving, and shouting in an attempt to get one of the at-home tests. Look, yeah, cons, you said it right. Look, the rats are fighting for the cheese. You know, all everybody in the cage. Nobody's trying to get out. Nobody's saying they're all fighting and saying, well, the cheese is in here. And everybody right, biting and gnawing at each other's tails and necks and everything else just to get a test now. It ain't even about no mask no more. It ain't even about where you can and can't go. You know, this is all about just so that make sure I want my test. I want my test. Everybody done bought into the fact that I need tested. My nose was running. I need to get tested. I mean, what point in time when else were you ever panicking and shaking because you had a runny nose? No other symptoms, just a runny nose. At what point in time did you feel like your life was damn near over? Not until somebody popped up on the screen and said, "The okra is here. Beware." Headline: Delta is coming around the corner and people are dying. Hospitals overran. People are dropping dead in the middle of the street. Go get tested now. You can't go here. You can't go there. You can't get on the flight. You can't go to a restaurant, movie theater. You can't do nothing. You can't go to the gym. Now all of a sudden everybody's running around saying, "I need tested. I need tested." You sniff. You coughed yesterday, and you running to go get tested, and now you fighting in the damn streets and arguing because there's other people in line who also were saying, listen, I was here first. I got to go get my test because I'm trying to fly out of town. I'm gonna go finally go meet the girl online who I've been dealing with that we met online for the last 3 months. I need to go ahead and get my test because we're gonna go finally meet. And then you go get your test and you go find out she's a damn catfish. You done met up with a tranny. That's the extremes my mind be working at. Jake sitting in line for 2 hours fighting and arguing with somebody to get a test because he wanted to go finally go fly out to go meet his dream girl he met online, and he finds out she's a tranny. Was it all worth it, Negro? That's the type of madness that's happening in this world, man. All right, here we go. Vid testing misery sweeps the U.S. Slow moving, hours long lines build up at swab sites and country smashes global record. We talked about that 647,000 cases in a single day, and some testing centers are forced to close because staff are sick. Oh, uh oh. The staff are sick and they're handing out the tests or calling in. You see the lines, people are all over the place. And then you got to wonder, man, the reliability on these tests, man, they're all over the place. Unprofessional people, temporary workers, pop up sites, tents, giving you a professional test, telling you whether or not you got this thing. How many people are in here testing positive? You see the cases is rising like crazy. My question is, are these real tests? Like, what's up with these tests? Slow Biden says we got some new tests coming in on the way. We know that the false positives are out there. We know that the PCR tests have been under scrutiny and have been being shown to be adjustable. So all of this big time surge is damn near everybody that's going in there is testing positive. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. UK advisor, you can catch the okra through a whiff of infected breath. And this is funny to me because my wife always be talking about infection breath. And she's on the money when it comes down to this. Because listen, even this UK advisor, he said, man, all you gotta do is smell some bad breath. And it's transmissible. So you Negroes and Hispanics, man, get out there, brush your teeth, get some mouthwash, take care of yourself. Because you might have the okra if you got bad breath now. That's how simple they can you imagine? That's how simple this thing has become. Bad breath could mean you got the okra. Not I thought it was halitosis. I thought it was you're hungry, your breath stinks. Yeah, you might have the okra if your breath smells. Oh my goodness, this Twilight Zone world we in, man, is so wild. Okay, so he says you get a whiff of infected breath. It's transmissible like that. Inhaling just a whiff of the okra infected air is enough to catch the new vid variant, as it is so highly infectious, and a respiratory disease expert advising the UK government has said. Okay, so you already know, man. You folks out there, man, brush your teeth. Get to the mouthwash. Okay, because you might have the okra. Let's move on. Pfizer antiviral pills may be risky with other medications. Remember, they just introduced the red pill, just got approved by the FDA. They said that, hey, you know what? You can pop this pill. That will reduce your symptoms. You may not have to get poked. But now they're saying, oh, there may be some risk if you're on any other medications. Hold on. So let's look at this. One of the two drugs in the antiviral cocktail could cause serious interactions with widely used prescriptions, including stains, blood thinners, and some antidepressants. Oh, so what are they trying to set up here? But the FDA says it's cool. As the okra surge pummels a pandemic weary nation, the first antiviral pills for the vid promise desperately needed protection for people at risk of severe disease. However, many people prescribed Pfizer or Merck's new medications will require careful monitoring by doctors and pharmacists, and the antivirals may not be safe for everyone, experts caution. The Food and Drug Administration authorized Pfizer's Paxlovid for mild to moderate vid in people as young as 12 who have underlying conditions that raise the risk of hospitalization and death from the vid, such as heart disease or diabetes. However, one of the two drugs in the antiviral cocktail could cause severe or life threatening interactions with widely used medications, including statins, blood thinners, and some antidepressants. And FDA does not recommend Paxlovid for people with severe kidney and liver disease. So, listen, that's the red pill. I did DSTM on that a while back about Merck saying they got the red pill. So it's ready to rock, right? But now they're saying that, oh, you know what? If you already on blood thinners or statins or antidepressants, you might want to slow down. How many people have they got on antidepressants right now? Well, look, I brought this out in 2013 to brothers and sisters at our old congregation. 70% of Americans are taking prescription drugs. And then you're out here promoting. Look, the article for 2013. Look down there in the corner, right? 2013. As of 2013, 70% of Americans are prescription drugs, and you talk about a drug-induced nation. That's prescription drugs. We're not talking about non-prescribed drugs. We ain't talking about heroin, weed, lean, pills, all this other stuff that these niggas is on right now. You might as well put that to 100%. 100% of the country is on drugs. I mean, okay, let's slim it down to maybe 98%. Because you may say, man, I'm healthy, I'm fit, and blah blah blah. Okay, but you're using HGH, you're using steroids, you're on various supplements to keep your body fit. So are those drugs, or are you just saying those are natural supplements? I mean, we might well say 100% of people is using something, but prescription drugs alone. As you see, they've got the counselors lined up in the schools. They're analyzing each of these kids. All of them talking about they got ADHD. They've got, depression disorders. They got all kind of stuff, and they're all lining them up, telling them get on these pills. And now you're saying, oh, the vid is here, the okra's here. Pop these pills, make a new cocktail with your antidepressive drugs, and you might die. 70% of the people's on drugs, and then you tell them we've got a pill that's okay for you to take. Now that we're talking about heart medicines, we're talking about antidepressants, you're talking about painkillers, you're talking about all these things that people is all on, man. It's a drug-induced nation that you got here. And then you wonder why people's running around here like zombies and sheeple who can't make the right decisions for themselves, can't use no wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding in order to survive. Our people is all jacked up. Let alone the heathen that's out there leading and guiding the people astray. Look at this. They're telling you it's okay. Pop more pills. Pop more pills. We'll get past this thing. Oh, don't mix it up with this because you're already on that. You talking about the whole damn nation is on dope, man. Everybody on something. Okay, let's move on. UK agency Pfizer's booster ability to prevent symptomatic vid wanes within weeks. Whoa. So the Times of Israel is reporting out from the UK, Pfizer's booster and its ability to prevent symptoms of the vid wanes within weeks. So now you're seeing why we gonna need a fourth, gonna need a fifth, because they constantly are waning, and you're gonna need to get another boost. You're gonna need another boost. You're gonna need another kick in the ass. Need another kick in the ass. Look at this. Data shows third shot 70% effective in preventing illness after 2 weeks, but only 45% after 10 weeks. Did you hear that? Data shows after your third shot, it's only 70% effective from preventing illness after 2 weeks of getting it. And then it drops down to 45% after 10 weeks. That's 2.5 months. Less than half effective. Moderna seems to offer more durable protection, staying 70% after 10 weeks. Either way, we see these things consistently dropping in its effectiveness. This is why you see the hospitals being flooded with the people with the poke. This is why you see people with the poke constantly popping up positive. You see it in the NBA. You see it in the NFL. And they just got to canceling some games in the NBA because one of the teams didn't have enough players. They're all under isolation protocols. They're all getting poked up. They're all getting jabbed up. And whoever doesn't, they're testing positive. They're isolating. So there is no, as Slow Biden acknowledged, hey, there's no federal solution to this thing. People out here getting poked and it ain't helping. As they say, oh, well, the good side is you won't have to go to the hospital. You won't be you won't be hospitalized. You won't have any real symptoms. Really? I could have sworn we covered that. Hospitals. Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. Where's that at? Hold on. Oh, this damn thing got a damn ad on here. Let me find another one. Hold on. Mm, well, if y'all remember, I was gonna go there, but if y'all remember, you seen the hospitals in New England, in Michigan, in various states that were saying that they were being overran with people that had been poked are in these hospitals now, right? So here they are. They acknowledge and saying, listen, even though you're getting poked, you're getting boosted, you're getting classified as you're safe. Everything that you got in you is dropping rapidly. Within a few weeks, you're gonna need to get boosted again. Will there be an end to these things? I think not. Let's move on. Another record: nearly 50,000 new vid cases in New York. So the pandemic doesn't stop. I mean, why and where this is coming from? They're saying it's the okra. They're saying that it's because the unjabbed are in here, not getting. I mean, give me a break. There ain't that many damn unjabbed people left to be saying we're the ones causing all of this. It's the poked that keep running up in there. And then they're saying, oh, it's the okra. Let's move on. Now we're seeing another change in the guard. Look at this damn maniac, man. Fauci says domestic travel jabs rule should be considered. So when he says it, this is what's going to be considered. Right now, they're not saying you need to be jabbed up in order to have domestic travel. So for me to fly from here to Minnesota to New York to Atlanta to Dallas, all I need is a test, or I just need to make sure I'm straight. To my knowledge, that's all you need. But here now they're talking about needing it to get poked to travel. So if he's laying out these recommendations, guess what's going to happen? Because remember, we just got to talking about de facto shutdowns. We're talking about returning to daily life was going to be damn near impossible. So now they ramp it up again with even more reasons for restriction, more reasons to stay. Uh, hold on, more reasons for people to find reason to deal with these restrictions. So Frankenstein Fauci saying, yeah, I think we do need to start considering having mandatory pokes for domestic travel. That's reasonable. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You can't go anywhere now. I mean, people better. And then you figure, well, I'm just going to drive. Well, look how expensive gas is now. You're driving from state to state. I mean, you might as well pay the same price you're going to pay to fly nowadays. This is unreal. Okay, look at this. Let's see. Let me see. I think I want second out of 15. Let me share this with y'all real quick. All right, so second as of 15. We're going to read verse 16 and then we'll read 17. So it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their princes nor their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So we're seeing as the times keep ramping up, there's going to be sedition amongst men, backstabbing, lies and betrayals, disorder among men, and invading one another. So there's going to be violating one another, violence against one another. It says they're not going to regard authority, kings and princes. That's out of here. Okay, it says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So every man for theyself is going to be the motto as we move forward towards this complete collapse of Esau's kingdom. Verse 17, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So now we're seeing the ways and the times that it used to be to travel and get to where you want to go. That's out of here. As they're starting to slide in the language of, oh, well, guess what? You're actually going to need to be poked if you want to have domestic travel. If you think you're going to be going anywhere without the acknowledgement of needing to get poked, that's not happening. So, if Frankenstein Fauci says it, you already know what time it is. That was once that hits, man, that's going to be damn near like the straw that breaks the camel's back, where you can't travel unless you get poked. Anywhere. They already said international travel, that's already on deck. Now, if you're just talking domestically, that's even a bigger problem. All right, so here you go. Slow Biden's medical advisor said domestic travel jabs rule should be considered as the Okra variant fuels record vid caseloads in some states and holiday travel continues to be disrupted around the U.S. Uh, Frankenstein Fauci said on MSNBC on Monday that it would be, quote, reasonable to consider a requirement to be jabbed for the vid before getting on a domestic flight. Later in the interview on CNN, he said people should consider avoiding large New Year's Eve parties. I agree with that. When you make a jab a requirement, that's another incentive to get more people poked. Oh, did you hear that? He clearly said the motivation when you make jabs a requirement, that's another incentive to get more people poked. If you want to do that with domestic flights, I think that's something that seriously should be considered. So if you want to get more people poked, you should consider making it mandatory. They're trying to break the kneecaps of anybody that's standing on 10 toes saying, no, I'm not getting it. So we see the motivation. He said, listen, this is all, but Slow Biden just got to saying federal solutions ain't working. It's not going to happen. But they don't care. It's full steam ahead with this thing. Okay, let's move on. Fortress breached China's strict zero vid policy with harsh lockdowns. Is failing to defeat the okra as variants takes a grip. So we seeing here China locked down what was it? 13 million people, and it said it still ain't working. So what's the purpose of the lockdowns? Is it to show control, dominance? Is it to show that people will be compliant? Is to test people to see how far they can go with telling people what they can and can't do, and will there be compliance amongst the people? Because clearly they're showing that this whole method is not working. So obviously these lockdowns is for some other reason, and for some other reason. See, Manaf, that's what. See, you was one of the people I was talking about. You shouldn't have been up celebrating last night. See, wake your butt up and get in here. You up, slumped over, celebrating New Year's. See, you know I'm tripping. Welcome, Shabbat Shalom, sis. All right, so listen, they already acknowledged me. Even China saying, "Look, this thing ain't working. We can't stop the okra. We out here trying to have these harsh lockdowns. We done locked down 13 million people, trying to preserve the Olympics for February, and they're saying it's not working." So if we're seeing the experiments and we're seeing all those things that's ineffective, now we have to sit back and say, well, why you keep doing it? What are you really trying to do? Why are you really trying to restrict my life? Is it conditioning? Is it preparation for something greater? That's what we got to be wondering. I think y'all know the answer. Let's move on to the economy. Billionaires are embracing crypto in case money goes to hell. Listen, there is no in case. They throw that in there just to kind of, leave hope for people out there. We know that the economy is going to crash. We know that Esau's trying to embrace and trying to get to a cashless society. That's all part of the New World Order. So if you got billionaires out here saying, listen, we're going to go invest over here in this crypto, man, just in case money goes to hell. These damn bastards know money's going to hell. There's been a number of CEOs that's been retired. They've been walking off, retiring. I think the head of Twitter, he jetted out and retired. The head of OnlyFans, he retired, or no, not retired, resigned. These are all people that are resigning. Why are these heads of these major companies and internet moguls all walking away? You've got athletes now that are out here um, signing deals, saying that they want their payment in crypto. So I'm not saying that crypto is a salvation. No, no, no. I'm saying look at the case management as it pertains to leading towards the cashless society. Where are we going to next as far as um, where and how transactions of money is going? They letting it be known that there is going to be a financial collapse. There is going to be a stipulation to where the way that we see and operate with money now is going to be gone. So that's why you're seeing Apple Pay, Cash App, all the other stuff. Everything is digitized now. I done seen a damn eating my woman's shoes in the store yesterday. She paid with her phone. I'm still tripping off of that. I seen another eating my he paid with his watch, with the Apple Watch, the Apple Pay. And I'm like, oh, there you go. There you go. So now we're seeing billionaires is already talking about. I was just talking to a brother the other day, and we were talking about Staples Center here in America. America. Good Lord, what am I talking? Here in LA. Legendary Staples Center, man, home of the Lakers, the Clippers, the what is it, the Kings, you know. They've changed the name now to the crypto.com arena. Now, if you're willing to take away the Staples Center name and dispel that and say, hey, that's the old way. We don't give a damn about Staples Center. The new thing is crypto.com. If they're willing to invest and put that name on that stadium, that means that they're fully invested in knowing that the future is digital currency. They're not going to change that name. They're not going to change all of that if they didn't believe and know and have insider information that that was where it was going. So, billionaires are embracing the crypto in case money goes to hell. You know damn well Esau knows what's going on, man. When he's speaking fair, believe him not. 'Cause there's 7 abominations in his heart, man. He know damn well money's going to hell fast. Brokerage founder Thomas Peterfee, pedophile. I don't know how to say that name. Peterfee. We just call him Thomas Pedo. How about that? Says it's prudent to have some crypto, while Ray Dallow views it as alternative to cash. So you're gonna see the alternatives for cash out there: precious metals, silver, gold, platinum, crypto, all of that other stuff. These are all things that should be considered when it comes down to furthering on where the state of the affairs of the economy, because it's going to come crashing down. Inflation is too crazy right now. Let's look at uh, the U.S. debt clock. Let's look at that. Let's look at this. Let's see what time it is with this. Y'all ever seen this? This is about a minute debt clock from the U.S. Right? As you see, it's constantly ticking at $29 trillion. $29 trillion. And they're saying, "Oh, nothing's wrong." And the only thing that they do is to prevent collapse is they raise the debt ceiling. So the U.S. Treasury goes to the Federal Reserve and says, "You know what? We're pretty much in hell right now as far as debt is concerned. We need to increase our limit." That's how everybody does that, or not gonna say everybody, but people do that, right? They'll mess around and be in debt, or you're trying to increase your debt, so you call your credit card company and say, is there any chance I can get a debt increase? How I can increase my credit limit? And they say, oh, you've been paying pretty good lately, blah blah blah. Yeah, actually, you qualify for another $500 increase. And you like, yes, get some more money on my credit card so I can ramp up my damn debt even more. That's all America does. America raises their debt ceiling. They go to the Federal Reserve and say, man, it's like a damn degenerate gambler. And you go and get another $5 million in credit and chips and say, I'm good for it. I'm on a streak. I'm gonna turn this thing around. I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna get back on the winning streak. Don't worry, I got you. Just give me another 5 million, I'll be straight. And then what happens when you can't pay it back? The damn mafia breaks your legs and knocks your teeth out and everything else until you're completely broken down and you got nothing and you got to sell your ass to pay your debt. That's what's happening with America, man. The U.S. debt clock. Look at it. They had $29 trillion. They ain't getting out of that. Look at that debt per U.S. citizen. $88,000. Everybody, if they do the per capita, everybody's debts and they balance it out, look, $88,000 everybody down there owes if you balance it out. $236,000 in taxes everybody may owe. I mean, this is wild. Yes, there you go. That's the hypocrisy, Keith. They want to tell you, you know what? Hey, you got a 600, you got 625, 500. I mean, you look at this damn thing. This is probably like negative 200 credit score. Can you imagine? And they telling you, your credit is bad. Well, look, you learn from the best. Learn from the best. Okay, let's stop that. Let's get back. Okay, so they're already giving you fair warning where the economy's going. Follow the money, as they say, and you see what's happening. Look, the trannies is on deck. First LGBT plus HIV. Crypto bets on changing the world. Also, look at that. They looking to change the world. I thought that they were not inclusive in the world. I thought they were being discriminated against. I thought everybody hated them. Everybody's against them. They need to cut mark. They're in there trying to change the world with their influence. So tell me this ain't spiritual Sodom, as it says in Revelation 11. Huh? First LGBTQ, now they got their own crypto. Madrid, Spain, right? December 31st, out of Reuters. It might sound like a marketing gimmick, but the founders of the first LGBTQ plus crypto said that they want to harness the community's economic power with the aim of, quote, changing the world. The Mari coin. Mari coin. Isn't that interesting? Because in Spanish, a maricon is a faggot. Now they call it a Mari coin. Mari coin. Maricon. We just call it maricon. How about that? A play on words taken from a homophobic slur in Spanish, yes, see, was launched on Friday in a week long pilot test involving 10 businesses in Cucheca, known as the LGBT plus neighborhood of Spain's capital, Madrid. Maricoin's backers, Maricon, are aiming for the virtual currency to start trading early next year, paving the way for it to be used as a means of payment at LGBTQ friendly businesses and events worldwide. Look at this madness, man. They creating their own world, their own coin, where they can do interstate commerce with each other using their fag coins. Now, what? Now, at what point in time is this not uh, considered a damn joke? That's like a Jake coming up with a coin and calling it a nigger coin, and it's supposed to be embraced. Americoin or the maricon, a play on words taken from a homophobic slur in Spanish. So obviously they don't have no problem with being called fags and maricones and all of that. They out here trying to make a damn joke about it. I'd be damned if there was a nigger coin. And it's only good at places where niggas do business at. Well, that must mean Well, I'm gonna go buy my pills and my weed and my lean, and I'm gonna go buy that my hog head cheese and catfish. And is that's what a nigga coin is gonna be accepted? I mean, that's what they're talking about. The Mattercoin is good for means of payment where LGBTQ friendly businesses and events are worldwide. Hey, well, I guess the nigger coin is going to be good at the local fish market selling you swine and I mean not swine, but shrimp, crab, and lobster and clams and everything else. Nigger coin is accepted at the local liquor store that's going to sell you all the damn abominations you want. I mean that's how I show you, man. This whole thing is a damn joke, man. The LGBTQ V HIV community and all of them. Now they're out here acknowledging that they're going to move into the crypto space. This is wild. All right, let's move on. So here we go. America's huge pile of national debt makes combating inflation more difficult. We just got through seeing where they're at. 29 plus trillion dollars in debt as the head of the U.S. Treasury and the head of the IMF and all that was talking about last summer. Oh, inflation is only going to be a couple months. We'll be over it. It'll be all good. Don't worry. It's just going to be adjusted and blah blah. What? It, I ain't seen that. We're months on in, and they're saying that there's not going to be no changes to this for years. Get used to it. I'm seeing bread now $4.99, meat now skyrocketing prices. Milk I've seen up to $10 a gallon. Y'all in the stores, you see it, and here they are trying to tell you. Yeah, y'all know the nigga coin is out there. That's good for I mean that's the foolishness that it sounds like. A faggot coin, you know. That's the equivalent of what they're saying that coin is. I mean, good lord. So here we go. We see it here. America's huge pile of national debt makes combating inflation more difficult. So we see the inflation is only going to make things worse. The national debt, we just seen the debt clock ticking in real time. Look at this: a 1 percentage point increase in interest rates translates into 30 trillion increase in interest costs on the national debt. Um, America's in a position of a particular point to where there is no getting out of this. There ain't so much debt, man. And who can get out of $30 trillion in debt? Can't nobody get out of that. So they're in debt for life, and they're sitting there telling you how to manage your finances. Now we're looking at inflation. That's not going anywhere. That's only going to increase with the taxes. That's only going to make things even worse. So don't look for anything to change anytime soon, y'all. Let's move on. The vid tsunami is going to drive health systems towards collapse. So not only are we looking at economic collapse, we're looking at healthcare system collapse. We're looking at world war, starvation, inflation, shrinkflation, all of the Asians. Okay, it's all here. Look at this. I'm highly concerned that the okra, being more transmissible, circulating at the same time as the Delta, is leading to a tsunami of cases. The World Health Organization chief said they're looking at a destruction of the health systems. Why? Because of the short staff, because of the so-called overwhelming, invasion of all of the people, flooding the hospitals, the jabbed and the unjabbed, and all of that. So they're telling you and showing us how more of a collapse is coming. Healthcare, economic, war, complete destruction. That's all that we got to look forward to. But these niggas is out here talking about Happy New Year. We're finally made it to 2022. Hopefully, this will be a better year. Didn't you say that 2 years ago? Can't wait till 2020 is over. Oh, now yeah, 2021 got even worse. Now it's in 2022. It's gonna get even worse. I mean, let's get real. They're praying for a better day. Yeah, over 200 rappers then died. Your favorite rappers is damn near dying every other week. And if they ain't dying from that, it's drug overdoses. Is it? I think it was. I was talking to Ratazan the other day. 100 plus died from gun violence. Another 80, 90 plus from drug overdoses. I mean, let's get real. And they talking about, well, 2022. Hopefully things get better. You ain't even hearing that too much anymore. I think it's pretty much understood where we stand. Remember her? Remember her? The last DSTM? They were talking about teachers that were spying on the kids, trying to recruit them into their LGBTQ clubs. Well, here she go. No shame. And I showed you the video of the other teacher coming out to her students in class, talking about my name is Mrs. Such and Such, and she limps her wrist, and then she comes out saying that she's a dyke. And you saying that this isn't a conditioning to the kids, this isn't programming, this isn't suggestive um behavior. She can come to school with the rainbow flag on her shirt and all of that, giving you innuendos. But they was suspending Edomite kids when they was wearing their "Make America Great Again" T-shirts and hats, telling them to take them off. But the sodomites can come in there with their T-shirts. Let's look. Now this is her response. Let's see what she says. California medical school teacher who admitted she quote totally stalked student online activity to identify candidates for an LGBTQ club said her explosive comments were made quote tongue in cheek. They love to use those little sexual innuendos uh, when it comes down to this. Tongue in cheek, coming from LG. Oh, you can't make this stuff up, man. Goddamn sodomite is gonna try to say, "Oh, it was tongue in cheek." Even that alone is offensive, coming from your lifestyle, and you saying it in quote unquote tongue in cheek. And she quote totally stalked student online activity to identify candidates for an LGBTQ HIV club. Okay, let's read on. Buena Vista Middle School staffers Lori Caldera, or whatever, and Kelly Baraki ignited an ongoing controversy in Small Spreckles Union School District after they spoke about their recruitment approach at an October LGBTQ HIV conference. Quote, when we were doing our virtual learning, we totally stalked what they were doing on Google when they weren't doing schoolwork. Calderia said at the gathering, quote, one of them was Googling Trans Day of Visibility, and we're like, check. We're going to invite that kid when we come back, when we get back on campus. Calderia and Baraki also conceded that they purposefully limited documentation of the club or its members in order to limit parental knowledge of its workings. So she's not denying nothing so far. Reading on, it says some families objected to the tactics and said the teachers were attempting to supplant parents as the primary influences in their kids' lives. But the teachers told the outlet that students were already under the sway of social media platforms and that they were addressing pre existing questions and concerns rather than raising them. Do you see how this madness goes? So, number one, she didn't. That's right, huh, y'all. They didn't hijack the rainbow. They didn't hijack the rainbow, right? And now are not in denial. They're not in denial. She said, "Hey, I'm totally stalking these kids because they got the apps on all the computers where they're supposed to be monitoring the kids while they're using the computers, making sure that they're not doing any folly while they're supposed to be doing their work." So they utilize that same tool of monitoring the kids' computers to see what they was looking at. And that's what she said. I seen one of the kids looking at Trans Day of Visibility, and she says, "Oh, check, we're about to go invite this one. We're going to recruit this kid in." And then their excuse is, "Hey, all we're doing is we're not trying to take over being parents. Your kids are already being exposed to the agenda on social media platforms. All we're doing is addressing their pre-existing questions and concerns rather than raising them." Yeah, They're trying to raise the kids. They're pre-programming, they're conditioning, and it's letting it be known that the social media platforms are dangerously putting our kids in harm's way when it comes down to what they're being exposed to. Look at this as the bot comes in defending Matthews Claudine wants to defend the sodomites, y'all. Should we let the bot stay or do we get rid of him? I see him out. As soon as we get to talking about the damn sodomites, here they come. Let's leave it. Look, you're trying to figure out how the vid is so crazy right now in the news, but the CDC says the okra is very mild. You tell me. I mean, it's hard to make sense of this madness, but not. We're not gonna make no sense of this. I mean, we see what's going on. They're saying it's very mild. South Africa's already said that it's already done made its way out. They not tripping over there. But here it is. This is the next thing that's gonna collapse the whole damn world. The whole damn world. It's why people got, you know, school age kids need to be raising them and teaching them yourselves. Homeschool, man, because look at these damn bastards. This is what they're trying to recruit. This is what they're implementing in the minds. And then they saying, hey, don't blame us. They're already learning it on social media. All we're doing is answering the questions and cultivating them. We're not raising them. She didn't deny nothing. You would think that she'd come out and say, no, no, that was a mistake. Oh, no, it's tongue in cheek jokes, it's recruitment, and it's allowing them to get to social media sites and allowing them to expose them to these things. And then they say, well, we'll answer the questions and we'll deal with it. Mom, dad, you don't have to worry about it. Get the hell out of here. Look at this. Flapping Susan's trans Jeopardy champ Amy Schneider hailed as the quote top female earner. So now the smartest ones on Jeopardy are the trannies. They got the crypto, they got the schools, they got the media. Now the top earner in Jeopardy is a tranny. Jeopardy contestant Amy Schneider was born a man, but she being toasted as the highest earning woman in the show's history, much to the chagrin of those decrying the accolade as an example of stolen female glory. So we just got through covering last week about athletics. You had the swimmer that was out there dusting off all these little Edomite girls. The tranny they had the tranny boxers, they had the tranny track stars, the tranny swimmers. So the men is in here invading the female sports. They're taking over. Now they're in jeopardy, taking the glory of the female contestants because it's a man that actually got the highest earning uh, uh, rewards on Jeopardy. Born a man. Now they're double back and saying, "Oh, that ain't right. He's not even a woman." Hold on one second, y'all. All right, my bad, y'all. I had to check something. All right, so you see what's happening in Jeopardy, man. The trannies is coming over there too. Uh, so the man, he's the biggest earner, taking the credit as a woman, and now they're all confused. Look, the transgender trivia whiz hit $706,800 in total earnings with her. Give me a break. Friday win, prompting NBC News and NBC Out to declare her the show's top quote female earner, surpassing Larissa Kelly, who won $655,000, $930 during her run in 2008 2009. Schneider buzzed her way to victory, becoming the highest earning woman contestant, said Entertainment Weekly. I mean, this is all confusing, man. But it shows you the takeover is here, you know. But what happened to equality? I mean, who cares? Uh oh. Not more. Look at it. And that's peanuts, y'all. In the grand scheme of things, it's only 17, 18 of us in here. Why won't you support your brother? Why won't y'all do it? But y'all ain't right, man. Old school, man. Come to the house, wipe your feet on the mat, man. All you gotta do is hit the like button and help your brother out. I know y'all like to just come in and just immediately get caught up in the mix, but don't forget the support. All I need is this to just get some likes so that it stays in the algorithms, man, so that people who haven't seen it yet, they get notified later on. We know YouTube ain't notifying. We know YouTube is canceling. We know the bots is in here trying to shut down every damn thing I'm doing and saying. We got to support each other. All you got to do is hit the like button, man. Make sure that it stays relevant because they're trying to shut everything down. They're trying to shut me up. They're trying to shut other people up. Brothers and sisters is out there pushing this truth and supporting these truths. Y'all need to support, man. All you gotta do is hit the like button and keep it going. Up, see, that's why I like you, Manaf, because you ain't got no problem admitting it. I wasn't even talking to you, but if you felt as though, hey, you didn't do it and you did it, the water. Some of the rest of y'all need to you need to repent too and come on in and say, you know what, damn, I was wrong. I didn't do it. Come on, support your brother. Would you? Would you do that? The water, my sister. That's all. Far be it from me, man, to be panhandling online. You know, we'll do a DSTM for likes and shaking a bag. I'm not trying to do that. All we're trying to do, man, is keep things relevant, keep the algorithms kicking, letting it be known that we got interaction, we got things over here going on, so that brothers and sisters can be aware, so they can join in, and you can just at least show your support for the work. That's all. There's the whiz. You know what? Uh, all you got to do, there's a thumbs up button on your screen. Should be right below the screen. Hit that thumbs up, acknowledging you like the button, you like the content, you appreciate the content. That's all it is. Nothing too technical. All right. Another one crept up in here. Shalak, I ain't see it. It ain't on yet. Yep. All praises, man. The water, y'all. The water. Yeah, that's all. Just need to support each other. That's all. All right. So let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Okay. Um so you see the trannies is in. Hold up. Trannies is in here. Running Jeopardy. Running the swimming meets, the track meets, and everything else, the wrestling. They got the crypto. I mean, what's next? Look at this. This evil, wicked. Pardon me, y'all. You got kids listen. Cover their ears. This evil, wicked bitch. I'm gonna call her what she is. Actress galore. Disgusting heathen. I don't even know if monster. Look at this little snaggle tooth, rotten tooth broad, man. There's only certain stories, man, that really get under my nerves, and many of them have to do with the kids. Okay, Disney, where's the water? Uh, Look at this, man. Monster mother who gave a tearful interview when her daughter 5 went missing is charged with her murder and selling her child for sex. Can you imagine? Like I said, I'll be reading hundreds of stories throughout the week, man, and none get under my skin more than the abuse of kids. That may be one of my maybe one of my ones. That definitely. There'll be a couple of things that get to me, but when I see stuff like this, I just can't help but get really vexed. This is an Edomite heathen snaggletooth bitch. And she had a whole damn interview. Crying and whining, whelping, swelled up eyes, looked a whole mess. About how she was looking for her daughter and oh, she was so sad she was gone and oh my goodness, please help find her and blah blah blah. And the wicked damn demon was responsible for selling her daughter for sex. You can see her daughter here, cute little girl. You can tell she got a little swirl in her. I guarantee you the pops was probably a Jake. Sold her for sex at 5 years old. and which ultimately led to the 5-year-old girl dying, getting put to death. Christy Sipple, 35, from Georgia, has been charged with murder and human trafficking, the rape and killing of her daughter, K. Marie Holland, whose body was found on December 13th. The mom accused of selling her child to a man for sex before her killing, allegedly at the hands of Jeremy Williams, 37, who faces a capital murder. And this wicked demon, devil, Negro nigger right here is involved and was the one that actually took the girl for sex and had her killed. This is why I said I know she got a little swirl in her because she deal with niggas. Meth head looking disgusting little broad man. Sold her own daughter. Prostituted a 5-year-old daughter. Will end up getting killed. See. And the damn nigga is the one who went and got, I mean, wild. Okay. Look at this. Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 6. For children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trial. See, that's why the Most High said, man, we ain't even supposed to be dealing with these damn heathens. The children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness. This little girl is a witness to the wickedness of her parents. Where? She's a witness of the wickedness that ensued. Her father, whoever he was, shouldn't have been laying with this damn beast. Snaggle tooth missing, all that, man. She's a mess. And now we seeing why. The Most High said, the children begotten of unlawful beds are witnesses of wickedness against their parents in their trial. So when this little heathen is judged and this little demon right here is judged, and the father, man, they're going to have hell to pay because of the wickedness that was laid upon the unrighteous beds, man. Unlawful beds. We ain't supposed to be dealing with these damn heathen. If he wasn't even thinking about trying to lay down and impregnate this meth head demon witch bitch, there would be no problems. Little girl would still be alive, living her life, whatever, man. She probably went through hell, man. That's just at 5. Who knows what she was going on under 4, 3, 2, 1 years old? Unreal. All right, let me get off of this, man, before I lose it. All right, look, children are being brainwashed by TikTok videos on quote cool trans surgery video. Do you hear this? This is the new trend. This is why you gotta watch them apps, man. Y'all got kids, watch them apps, what they up to, what they looking at, and all the TikTok invented by the damn Chinks, China, man, Goops, Moab, call them what you want. They're being brainwashed. I repeat, brainwashed by TikTok videos on quote cool trans surgery. Video viewed 26 billion times. I mean, who is watching trans surgeries being performed? Man getting his rod chopped off, woman getting her breast, chopped off, hormone therapies going on. I mean, my goodness. Okay, let me read this. Some parents are concerned TikTok is fueling a social contagion of pressure. More than a quarter of all British TikTok users, all aged between 15 and 25, videos with the hashtag trans have been seen more than 26 billion times. Look at this. Campaigners have accused TikTok of helping children to be brainwashed by hosting viral social media videos that promote changing sex as quote cool. See, this is what that teacher was talking about. They're already being exposed to stuff on social media. All we're doing is cultivating the thought. She says that as, oh, we're just answering questions, pre-existing questions that they already have. Yeah, but what type of answers are you giving them? Clearly, it's going to be in favor of LGBTQ, HIV, tranny madness. So now they're saying changing sex is cool now. Material posted by transgender influencers on the social network service, in which they provide advice on transitioning and accessing hormone therapies, has been seen by millions of young viewers. They got the crypto, they got the TikTok, they got, I mean, You see where this is going? Some parents are concerned the involvement of TikTok, which became the UK's most downloaded app last year, is fueling a social contagion of pressure on impressionable youngsters and the rise in teenagers who are identifying as trans. I wonder why. How are they identifying? You trying to tell me that all of a sudden billions and millions of these kids is all confused and trying to figure out whether or not they want to be tranny? I thought they was born that way. Why do they need to have a whole brainwashing and a social contagion on young impressionable youngsters if they aren't getting into their heads, if the food that they're eating isn't transforming their hormones, BPA, you know, uh what's the name of that other stuff that they had on the weed killer? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. But it's on the video. It's on the video that I did regarding the Scrabble gang and the LGBTQ as agents of Satan. You check that out. Atrazine, I believe, is the name of the other hormone inducing drug that was turning the frogs gay and giving them uh damn, what was the name of it? I think it's atrazine. The brother that was a professor up at Stanford is the one that came and did the research on that, and it said that those chemicals that's in weed killers and all this other stuff that's being put into chemicals in the gardening situations was actually promoting homosexual behavior and micro what they call it microphallus symptoms and all kind of stuff. I mean, this thing goes deep, y'all. This thing goes deep for real. Okay, so here we see now. If you go through all of that, the chemical imbalancing and everything else, and now you got all of these influences in your face, social media and all this other stuff. Let alone could have gone through sexual abuse in a family situation or school or something like that. Somebody molested. All of that translates into this quote transition that these kids are going through and adults is going through. You just seen the video? I mean the story I did. I think it was last weekend where the quote unquote husband and wife was married, and it was the same. I mean, it was a heterosexual relationship, man. The man was a damn husband. I can't even figure this thing. The woman was a woman. She talking about she didn't realize she was a dyke until she was 27. Then took 3 years to before she decided. The one that had the baby, the Edomite, she had the baby. He had the baby. No, she had the baby. God, I gotta get out of here. This is ridiculous. I'm completely just confused with this foolishness. But y'all seen the one I'm talking about. The Edomite female that had the baby. She had the beard and all of that. Didn't realize that she was quote unquote trans until she was 27. Then it took 3 years for her to go through the transition to make her a him. And she was married to a damn Jake named Malik. Now he's the actual man. She's a woman who wants to be a man. So essentially, they're in a heterosexual relationship. And she was talking. He was talking about. No, no, it's a she. I'm tripping. She was talking about how uh, pregnancy shouldn't be just subject to women anymore. We can't just constantly stipulate it and saying that only women can get pregnant now. I mean, it was some old foolishness. And she was a woman. Y'all remember that story? I mean, I'm all confused with this madness, man. I got to get out of here. This is Babylon for real. Got my head twisted. I'm moving on. Look, this is the danger of TikTok. That's why I don't mess with this crap. I see the videos. I don't have the app. I don't have an account. It's wild. Okay, former TikTok moderator sues the company for severe psychological trauma after having to watch hours of videos containing rape, animal cruelty, cannibalism, and mass murder. This is all things that's going on this app. All things going on in the app, and you got to be like on the in crowd to see this stuff. And it's all on the back end, on the front end. They just showing all the little dancing videos and all the little trendy crap. But in the dark underworld of it, this is the stuff that the maniacs is on here watching. They're watching the tranny videos. the sex change videos. They're watching animal cruelty, rape, cannibalism, mass murder. All that's going on this app. It came from China. China don't allow it over there, but they promote it for everybody else to watch. And you know who sucks it all in? America. Because America says, oh, yeah, come on in. We love it here. We want more rape, more murder, more cannibalism, more trannies, more everything. You see? Oh, Monica. Oh, you was up celebrating New Year's, huh? You sleep? What happened? Oh, you late. We've been in for about 2.5 hours. I know you wasn't up. You was with us last night. Don't be I was just tripping. All right. Let's get to the business. 2.5 hours, I said, and I ain't even halfway done. Let's get to it, man. I'm gonna run through this, all right? All right. Disgraced ex New York governor Andrew Cuomo won't face charges from allegations he kissed two women, including a state trooper assigned to a detail who said she left or she felt completely violated. So, I guess his punishment was having to resign from governor, but he can go around kissing his employees. He was facing heavy scrutiny for sexual harassment. His brother got fired from CNN for giving him insider information regarding the investigation and everything else, right? But no criminal charges. They never convict these damn bastards. Look at this. Isaiah 59, we're going to read 13 and 14. In transgressing and lying against the Most High and departing away from our power, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering from the heart words of falsehood. This was Israel's problem. And now we have to deal with the repercussions of seeing why the heathen are getting away with all of this. Injustices happening. It says it's because why? The children of Israel was transgressing and lying against the Most High, departing away from the Most High, speaking oppression and revolt, conceiving and uttering their hearts from the heart words of falsehood. Verse 14, and judgment is turned away backward, and justice standeth afar off. For truth is fallen in the streets, and equity cannot enter. Until the children of Israel, man, until we get our hearts right with repentance, until we get to the practicing of the laws and the commandments, until we truly learn to embrace how we're supposed to worship and observe the Most High, until we get rid of following after these damn folly days, dealing with January 1st of the new year and all this other madness. Until we can do that, man, the Most High said judgment is going to be turned away backwards. Justice is going to stand afar off. We're getting just small little glimpses of seeing a whole damn governor dealing with multiple sexual harassment issues and get away with it and walk away with nothing. And we sit back and say, damn, is there no justice? Not until the children of Israel turns from our wickedness and our unrighteousness. Not until we seal the elect. Not until we get our people back on the right track as far as what it is to be upright in the eyes of the Most High. Okay. Uh-oh. There she go again. Now, do we agree? Is it Beetlejuice or what is it? I guess we're riding with Beetlejuice on this one. Beetlejuice, Lori Dykefoot, mayor of Chicago, the dissension in the ranks. One of her police dispatchers, man, went on a whole tirade, cussing her out, blaming her for the rise of violence in Chicago because of the mandates and the police quitting and all of that, not having enough officers around, the defunding of the police, all this other stuff, you know. So now we're seeing a collapse, further collapse in Chicago, a mutiny happening within the ranks, and it's all because of Dykefoot, you know. You're a disgrace. The city of Chicago is tired of a police dispatcher eviscerates Mayor Lori Dykefoot for turning city into a death zone as murders hit a 25-year high. So we're seeing that there's a problem going on over there. People is on her head. People ain't liking Beetlejuice Dykefoot. Okay. And she's causing all kind of problems. But that's what happens. That's what happens. When you got these type of people in office running things, only thing they doing is collapsing even more. Uh Let me see what you say in the chat. No, that's Beetlejuice. What you talking about? That's a she. That's the juice. I mean, Lori Dykefoot. She's being held in contempt as far as being the reason. for the collapse of Chicago. Dykefoot, she's on trial right now, man. She's gonna have to straighten up. That's gonna be hard for her though. It's gonna be hard for her. All right, Keith Thornton Jr. posted a video on Facebook on Christmas Eve slamming Lightfoot as well as the superintendent of police, David Brown, for failing to support the force. And you know what's interesting too? Is if you look at a lot of these, Esau is so slick, man. A lot of these cities and counties that have high crime rates and collapsed societies, they all have Israelites as the heads, either as mayors, chief of polices, so forth and so on. It's always that Jake is the scapegoat. Esau always sits back and act like it ain't me. Look, I let the niggas run it. Look what happened. Lloyd Dykefoot, right? She's in Chicago, collapsing. Villanueva was out here, 10 Tricat was out here in California, collapse. You got uh, the chief of police in Milwaukee, Jake, collapse. Louisiana, collapse. Washington, D.C., collapse. Just look online and see how many, uh, minorities are chief of police or, mayors or whatnot. Esau had already set up the scapegoats. So the Jake is always going to be to blame when everything goes down. And now you see the little dispatcher, man. He coming at her, which, hey, so be it, man. Forget Dykefoot. She is responsible for a lot of issues. She's running around here talking about she's with the New World Order. She's running around here talking about, the lockdowns in Chicago is going to be based upon how long the unjab hold out and all of that. So, hold on. Uh, I was trying to see if I could find out the demographics. There ain't no easy answer. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. Maybe if I do a Man of Monday, most I permit, I'll try to find out. But the majority of these places, man, most of it got Jakes as scapegoats, as they chief of police and mayors and whatnot. So all the blame falls on Jake. It ain't Esau's fault. But it's Esau's whole construct of government. It's a whole construct of law and everything else. They just put the nigga out there to be the spokesperson when things start collapsing and faltering. Point fingers at us. All right. She died in my arms. There was nothing I could do. Chilean parents of a girl 14 shot dead by a cop stray bullet while shopping for quinceañera dress thought of leaving the U.S., but she told them it was the safest country in the world. Somebody lied to her. All right, this happened out here in North Hollywood, in the Valley, at a Burlington coat factory. There's a Jake in there, 10 Tribe Cat, man. He's in there, clearly on drugs. He's in there with a damn swinging a lock and chain. He was beating up a woman. People called the police. Somebody said that there was a gun, shots was fired. Somebody else said there was just a crazed guy in there wilding out. So the people, whoever said it was a gun, they clearly lied. Cops run up in there, guns blazing. They shot the dude down, bullets flying everywhere. One of the bullets went through a dressing room, killed a 14-year-old girl. When the story first came out, it was, two people dead in the shooting at Burlington Coat Factory. So people is out here thinking, oh, somebody wild out and shot up Burlington Coat Factory. Later, the story comes out is the police that shot and killed two people. One, an innocent 14-year-old girl, because of their ineptness coming in, cowboying it out, shot and killed the 10 Tribe Cat, who was responsible for everything. And then the stray bullet slides through and kills a 14-year-old girl. So where's the outrage at? They out there protesting a little bit, trying to get some justice. But we'll see what happens with that, man. But I just show you, man, the police is out of control. They didn't even try to figure out whether or not there was any shots fired. There was no gun found. The 10 tribe guy didn't have no gun. I'm pretty sure he was high on something. Went into the store, man, started beating on. He, beat a woman, um, and attacked the lady in the store. The cops could have came in, pepper sprayed. They could have used, whatever they need to do, but clearly they was on some stuff like, you know what, shoot it up. We'll answer questions later. 14-year-old girl gets killed in the process. Let's move on. 500 homes destroyed by a fire in Colorado. Uh, did y'all see this? Colorado went a complete ablaze. And what's so interesting is that this is in the wintertime where they've got single digit temperatures, 6 inches of snow, and fire still reigns supreme. Still reigns supreme. One couple returned home Friday to find the mailbox about the only thing left standing. Charred cars and bird trampoline lay outside of smoldering houses. On some blocks, homes reduced to smoke and ruins stood next to ones practically unscathed by the flames. Dropping down to the bottom, it says the cause of the blaze was under investigation. Emergency authorities said utility officials found no down power lines around where the fire broke out. So as of right now, they still don't know where and how this fire got started, but it took out 500 homes, thousands of people displaced, and they're in freezing temperatures right now. I think as of yesterday, they said it was in single digits and they had 6 inches of snow in Colorado. Let's see what it is right now. Ooh wee. See, this is why I can't mess around. This is why I can't mess around. Hold on. I know we on a little marathon today, y'all. But bear with me. We're gonna get through this. Look at this. Y'all see that? 19 degrees in Colorado Springs, Colorado. 19 degrees. And they said that they had snow over the weekend or something like that. Now, how in 19-degree weather is a fire taking over like that? Only one way. Only one way that we see this happening. This is how. Hebrews 12:29. For our power is a consuming fire. That's thus saith the Lord. The Most High's power, when that fire gets to kicking, man, as you read in Sirach 39, and it says there be spirits that created for vengeance, hail and fire. When fire is prevalent, man, 19 degrees, snow doesn't even matter. All the Most High needs is that fire to kick up and it starts consuming everything in its path. And it says that those spirits don't stop until they satisfy him who made them. The winds get to kicking. It's a perfect marriage. And it went through and started smashing and destroying everything. The aftermath pictures you see look like a bomb hit it there in Colorado. Nobody died, but life will never be the same again. You might as well figure their lives died when that fire destroyed their homes. That's real. The Lord is real. Only the Most High can do that, man. Who you telling, sis? Who you telling? I mean, the girl's in there, she trying to get a little quinceanera dress on, has no idea what's going on. She's in there dressing up. Cops run up in there, man. They get the spraying. It's on video. They show the body cam footage. If you look it up on the news, the dude actually, and the cat was maybe about. He was at the end of an aisle. So if you shopping and you at the one aisle and you looking down, he's at the end of the aisle. They just pull up, pop, 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 pop. Shot him. One of the bullets flew through, hit the wall, killed the girl. Unbelievable. But yeah, we see what was going down. Okay, let's move on. We're almost done. Uh oh. As if things couldn't get more weirder. Things couldn't get more insane. Fish are falling from the sky during rain in the East Texas city. Texarkana. I know a brother down there. You rocking on? You down there? You close there? You hit me up. Let me know if you seen any of these fish falling down there, man. I mean, the world is out of control. As if 2021 hasn't been quite a year already, now there are fish falling from the sky in East Texas. Several residents in Texarkana posted pictures and videos to social media Wednesday after finding fish scattered in some unlikely places, including their lawns and sidewalks. 2021 is pulling out all the tricks, including raining fish in Texarkana today, said the city of Texarkana. And no, this isn't a joke. No, it's not a joke. Why? Because the Most High said it first. Hosea 4. We're going to read 1 down to 3. Hear the word of the Most High, ye children of Israel. For Yahweh hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land because there's no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. So we see why the Most High has a strong disagreement, a controversy, an issue with what's going on in the land. No truth is being told. No, we're talking about January 1st is the new year. Our people is out here celebrating and committing all kind of acts of folly and abominations. The trannies is running every damn thing. No truth. We're not being told our true nationality. We're being lied and told to that the laws is done away with, and it's not going to do us any good to keep these laws. That's not going to lead to our salvation. We're being told that Christ is white. I mean, you name it. I mean, you even got Negro operatives saying slavery didn't happen. Negroes in the unconscious community talking about get the jab. What's wrong? You niggas is conspiracy theorists over there. What? And you see all this madness going on? I mean, in complete denial. No truth nor mercy. 14-year-old girl just gets shot by the police unmercifully, quote unquote, mistakenly in the stores. We seen the hangings, the lynchings, the burnings. We got a list of names that we can launch off with police brutality and killings, from Eric Gardner to Rodney King to Sophie, not what's her name, Corinne Gaines. You got Fernando Castile. You got Ahmaud Arbery. I mean, the list goes on. No mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. You got plenty of religion. You got plenty of atheism. You got plenty of agnosticism. You got plenty of folly that comes down to the knowledge of God in the land. You know, you want to talk about the universe. You want to talk about the power of the crystals. You want to talk about everything. But the knowledge of the Most High in the land, the Most High said, yeah, I definitely got a problem with what's going on. What else is part of that problem? He said, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood touches blood. We're seeing all of that right now. Swearing, lying, killing, stealing, committing adultery. All of that is happening right now. You see the headlines. We've been covering it from months on end through all these DSTM episodes. Verse 3. Therefore shall the land mourn. And everyone, we just seeing fires, earthquakes, we're seeing tornadoes, floods, volcanoes. Therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish, with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Where were they going? They flying in the air in Texarkana, dropping all over the damn place. So we see here, even the fish are going to be suffering. We're going to see things all out of whack. All out of whack. Okay, let's move on. 2 more earthquakes in South Carolina. So ain't nothing stopping. Things are still rattling. Things are still rolling. Okay. Y'all seen the map I pulled up a couple episodes ago? How these quakes is happening worldwide, all over the place. South Carolina getting earthquakes all of a sudden. Northern Australia rocked by a 7.2 earthquake in Indonesia. Another one gets hit. Okay, that was just on the 30th. If y'all remember this story, family over there in Ohio, son was playing football, and he missed some little summer drills or something, and they hazed him and tried to force him to eat pepperoni pizza. Now, why is this important? If y'all remember this story, let's read this real quick. So the parents are now filing suit, as they should. Canton, Ohio, an Ohio football player who says coaches force him to eat a pizza covered with pepperoni grease in violation of his religious beliefs is suing his former district and the ousted coaches. The former Canton McKinley High School athlete and his parents filed a federal civil lawsuit this week seeking millions of dollars in damages and alleging violations of his religious freedom and constitutional rights. The athlete says in the lawsuit that coaches were notified he doesn't eat pork or pork residue as a member of the Hebrew Israelite religious faith, but that they ordered him to eat the pizza as punishment for missing an offseason workout and indicated his spot on the team was at risk if he didn't. Now, the fact that this is in the headlines, that you had a family that's standing up for their religious beliefs, my problem is this. If there was a little bit more convictive as far as the restrictions were concerned, the parents should have been on his head and told him, well, you should have quit the team right then and there if they try to make you force to eat it, right? So clearly they didn't instill, or he didn't have enough faith, you know, instilled within him to be willing to sacrifice for the laws and the commandments. Now, even for me, I remember playing sports, football. That's why you get the term Friday Night Lights. Football games was always, the varsity games and all that always happened Friday evenings, which is the Sabbath. Now, why they would allow him to be playing football on the Sabbath, you got me. But there's all kind of different understandings now with Israel. But nonetheless, Israelites again are in the headlines as his family is seeking millions of dollars of punitive damages. The son said, "Okay, well, you know what? The they gave him the pepperoni pizza. They took the he took the pepperonis off and ate it. Now, if you knew, he said, listen, you can't eat the swine or the residue, meaning you got the swine grease and all of that, the fat, all in the pizza, and you still ate it. You did wrong for that. Little bro was wrong for that." And the parents should have been, a little bit more on his head, saying, "Hey, you was," and maybe they did. Maybe they did get on his head after the fact and said, "Man, you know better. What the hell?" But his desire to play football so bad. See, that's the dynamic that parents have to make them decisions and say, "Listen, there's no safe sports right now." As we seeing through the spirit of the in the history of the Maccabees and the gymnasiums and the pressures that was going on from Uncle Tom, cats like Jason and Menelaus or Menelaus, building and erecting gymnasiums and uh, recruiting in young men and calling them the Antiochans, naming them after their oppressors, man, building them up in these gymnasiums. I mean, that's the risk that you take, turning them out into being Toms and sellouts, man. Them cats, Jason, Menelaus. I mean, these cats was like, uh, they would make Stephen from Django and Uncle Ruckus, Black Power rebels. And you compare the two. Stephen from Django and Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks would be like, Malcolm X Black Power types compared to Jason and Menelaus in the story of the Maccabees. And it goes through the athletics and goes through the naked gymnasiums and the worshiping of the gods that was happening in there, man. If they was teaching him and help him understand that, he would have been like, man, the hell with this. So the hijinks and the whole madness that goes on with the damn hazing that happens. So he went in there, man, and risked it all. So now they're suing and hoping to get paid for their, compensation. Okay. So they're reading this and closing this out. The athlete says in the lawsuit, the coaches were notified he doesn't eat pork or pork residue as a member of the Hebrew Israelite religious faith, and it's not no damn religious faith. It's a nationality. All right, never mind. All right, but they ordered him to eat the pizza as punishment for missing an offseason workout and indicated his spot on the team was at risk if he didn't. The coaches say the player chose to remove the pepperoni and eat the pizza rather than an alternative food. They weren't aware it violated his religious beliefs, according to a defamation case they filed previously against the team's father, his attorney, and school officials. So they're saying they didn't know he was an Israelite. They didn't know about his faith. So either they're lying as a defense, or maybe they wasn't. He wasn't fringed up. He wasn't. standing on his his beliefs like that. Maybe he was low key. I don't know. But more than likely, they probably lying, saying they didn't know because they're gonna definitely throw that swine in there to try to force him to declare himself unclean to see where this whole thing goes. All right, so that's the update on that story. All right, um, let's move on. And I'm gonna close out with this, man. This the madness that's happening in the world. You just seen Frankenstein Fauci talking about don't hug, don't kiss. Quarantine here, there, online dating, everything else is at its peak. I brought this out maybe 8 years ago or something like that, man. The sex doll craze is a new thing, man. They had a whole damn um uh what do you call it? I forgot what they call it, man. Basically, like, a convention. It's like a convention. They introduced the sex dolls, man. They had one out, and they was letting guys test it. Not that they tested, but try them out and all of that. They said within hours the damn doll was broke. That was one particular story I covered some years ago. And look at the bot come in. The bot is turned on. Look, the bot is turned on. The bot sees the little sex doll, man. He gets turned on. He wants to come on in here, man. Get the hell out of here. All right. Cyber sex, cyber brothel claims customers surged during the pandemic as people felt safer with sex dolls. Do you see this? As they continually move with the dehumanizing population control methods, because how else are you not going to, promote procreation? Oh, just deal with the sex doll, man. Get your rocks off with the sex doll, man. You ain't got to have no kids. There's another story I probably cover in Hebrew, not Hebrew Hump Day. Most I permit if I got no. That's the last day of dedication for it. I might not be doing probably Hebrew Hump Day. I might not be doing Manna Monday. If I do, it'll be something early, something quick. But they're showing how there's a number of men now who are getting vasectomies. They're cutting their seed off voluntarily and happily doing so. Now we're seeing here that they're talking about well, just feel safe with these sex dolls now. Another method of population control, another method of dehumanization to make sure that you stay away from each other. So you can go over to your corner, quarantine over there, stay online, flirt online, do all the other little catfishing activities, and then go get your rocks off with you know, uh, fake flesh and whatever else is going on with these damn things. But there was a story I covered some years ago. Man, when they first introduced these things at a convention, man, they said this thing was ravaged and broke before the thing was over with, man. These dudes came out like straight hounds and broke the damn dog, man. This is unreal. The world's first cyber brothel. So now that's even gonna put the hose out of put the hose out of business. Good lord, nothing is safe. Nothing is safe. They shouldn't be prostituting anyway. But more than like these are heathen brothels or whatever. But who knows? But nonetheless, I mean, you see where this is going. So they got the cyber brothels out. Cyber sex experts think the increase in popularity is due to people feeling safer with sex dolls and sex than real humans. A representative of Kokesi Cyber Brothel in Berlin told the U.S. Sun, "We saw a surge in clientele during the pandemic because I think people felt safer with a doll. But of course, this is also dependent on our high standard of hygiene as well. Beyond that, I think people are just exploring their sexuality and desires more during the pandemic." You can see that in the growth of the sex industry in general. A lot of big internal questions are coming up for people, and this can lead to experimental spirit, right? Wrong. Listen, y'all, the world is out of control. The world is out of control. Y'all see what's happening now. The madness continues. DSTM continues. The Sabbath continues. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. Hopefully, everybody stayed in and endured, man. We've been in here 3 hours. All praises. Um, hopefully, everybody has a rest of the blessed Sabbath. For those of us that still keeping dedication, happy fifth day, moving into the sixth day. Uh, We're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna go link up with Bow tonight and continue on our celebration. But nonetheless, hopefully everybody's well, man. You see what's going down. Most High willing, I'll be back with some more DSTM content for y'all. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. And I pray that you guys be well. Continue to fear the Most High, keep the commandments, and hey, don't shoot the messenger.